Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to... It used to be Crypto Cringe, but thanks to a great suggestion from one of you, this show is now called Tales from the Crypto. You got 7 ads? What is Twitch doing? Yikerinos. Well, I'm glad Overthought gifted you a sub then, so you don't have to see ads. Jesus Christ. How do you get 7 fucking ads in one go in like the first 10 minutes? That's insane. Ugh. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good one. Especially with all the news. This week has been great. Trump gets indicted federally. The SEC, which we're going to be talking about today, is suing Binance and Crypto.com. So the Staples Center isn't going to be Crypto.com Arena anymore. I don't know who's going to get it. I'm just going to call it the Staples Center, though, because that's what it was in Like Mike, and that's the only reason I know about the Staples Center. Pat Robertson died. It's been a great week. What a good Pride Month so far. God damn. I heard about the Unabomber. I also saw, I think, Matt Walsh trying to claim that the Unabomber was trans or something. Because of course he would say that. That's a thing he'll say. So welcome everyone. As you can see, yesterday, chat donated enough to get me in the maid outfit, so that's why that's on. It's not just because I like it. Good news, what is it? Leprechaun's coming back. See, they already rebooted it with the WWE? Yes, World Wrestling Entertainment, and it was terrible. I think they got Hornswoggle to play the Leprechaun. Who's gonna play the Leprechaun? Have they said? Are they gonna get Warwick Davis to come back? Because he is the Leprechaun. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Warwick Davis is as much the Leprechaun as, like, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. And I know that seems silly. The Leprechaun movies aren't as good or as classic or as remembered as the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. But let's be clear, the things that made those movies work and the entire reason it got a ridiculous number of sequels is because Warwick Davis is fucking underrated. He's honestly pretty good. So, kudos to him, I guess. I lie so badly. Shut up. Shut up, chat. Shut your fucking mouths. Oh. Anyway, I guess let's just get into it. There was a movie after that, Leprechaun Returns, and it was a direct sequel to the original, and the actor was pretty good. Go look up the trailer. Oh god, are we watching Leprechaun trailers on stream now? Leprechaun Returns. Oh no, this was the WWE one, wasn't it?
You must be one of the girls.
No, that was Leprechaun Origins, right? Oh shit, I clicked the wrong thing. No, this is from Lionsgate, okay.
You must be one of the girls. Fixing up the old house way out there from campus.
Okay, Polly.
You know about that?
Small town.
My mom used to live here.
She didn't tell you anything about the place where you're going?
Oh, it's the guy! It's the guy from the first movie. Why is he driving a car? In the first movie, he was not in a condition to drive a car. In the first movie, he shouldn't be driving a car if he's playing the same character.
She didn't tell you anything about the place where you're going?
No.
To be clear, in the first movie, that character literally ate a gold coin on accident. It's a character that can't take care of themselves because they have, like, a disability mentally. So he shouldn't be driving a car. Did they forget the premise of the first movie?
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything. He made sure of it.
Oh god, it is definitely the same character.
You guys really go
Leprechaun Back to the Hood is better than Leprechaun in the Hood.
off grid.
But they're both pretty great.
By the end of summer, we'll have moved all our electricity to solar and all our water to...
Oh, we're doing the thing. This is similar to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot, where they were like, haha, aren't millennials weird? But really it's probably Gen Z that they're looking at. But, you know, they consider them millennials because millennials have been the punching bag and the punchline for like a decade and a half.
The well.
There's no internet?
No internet and no cell service either.
Hello?
I've got a lot of killing to make up for.
Oh!
This can't be real.
Do I look like a figment of imagination to you? I want.
He actually doesn't seem bad. A lot better than when Hornswoggle tried to do it.
Me go.
Here's the thing my mom always said was real.
Her and her friends threw me down the well to rot.
There is a deranged dwarf obsessed with money in the kitchen.
It's a leprechaun. He would murder anyone for his gold.
I know this is the one that's been out. I just didn't know about this. Maybe I'll have to get this one for my collection. To go with my... I have my Leprechaun 7-movie collection over there, or however many movies are in the Leprechaun series.
Why you look so sore? Audiences love lots of gore.
Bring Jennifer Aniston back, you cowards.
I spent last summer stopping poachers from killing sea turtles in Costa Rica. I can handle a bunch of pocket-sized pixies.
Jesus fucking Christ, that looks terrible. But it looks fun. I'll check it out. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so this is related to crypto because GameStop, as a meme stock, has a large crossover with the crypto community, and on top of that, GameStop made a big deal about their shift from a game marketplace to an NFT marketplace. That's gone terribly, and if you're going, wait, GameStop sold NFTs? Then you understand why it was a failure. So anyway, this guy's been like the biggest cheerleader for the whole GameStop thing on YouTube. He's been pushing the stock and telling people to pump it, making all sorts of bullshit claims about what he thinks it's going to do. In the past week, if you didn't see, GameStop released their quarterly report, which, for those who don't know, is basically when a company that's public will release their finances for the quarter. Profits, losses, all sorts of information that's vital to investors to understand how the company is functioning or not. In this case, GameStop lost $50-something million last quarter. Not last year, last quarter. As in, like, over a 3-month period, they lost $55 million, which is a lot of money to lose. I don't know if you happen to know that. So anyway, we're going to watch some videos a little bit before the report comes out, and then after, because he's got a cope video, and oh boy, it's some serious cope.
Information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. We're going to go...
No financial advice, though, guys. Even though he's definitely trying to get his entire audience to put money into GameStop, it's not financial advice.
For this video right now, it's Michael Pachter. He's telling you Ryan Cohen doesn't have a clue. Ryan Cohen doesn't know what he's doing. And additionally, he calls GameStop the next Blockbuster, says they are Blockbuster. But here's the interview. I'm going to show it to you guys. Michael Pachter.
The difference is I think GameStop had a potential, or rather, I'm sorry. I think that the difference is that Blockbuster, at least in theory, had an avenue to success, right? So, Blockbuster, if they had bought Netflix when they had been offered the chance, maybe they could have transitioned more easily into streaming services and survived the death of the physical video store, which still makes me sad. I like video stores, but that's me being a boomer. Anyway, GameStop, on the other hand, unlike Blockbuster, I can't even think of a scenario where GameStop has a path to profitability in the future. And it's not just a problem with GameStop. This sort of big box retailer is just failing hard right now. Like, look at Bed Bath & Beyond, which went into bankruptcy recently. Like, niche stores like this that carry one kind of thing, whether it be video games or housewares or, I don't know, what are different categories of things, chat? I've seen dinnerware stores that are just specifically for like flatware and silverware. Maybe a store that's just appliances, stuff like that. Best Buy is another good example of this. As much as I like Best Buy because they carry movies, and you guys know I collect movies, they're not doing well. Hats, whatever. So stores like Walmart, or in Michigan, Meijer, bookstores, another good example. Barnes & Noble, Borders closed years ago. Because usually if people want some specific product like that at this point, they'll go buy it online. They'll buy books online, they'll buy movies online. I buy a lot of movies online. Clothing people buy online all the time. So people will go to like big super grocery stores and maybe buy stuff other than groceries while they're there, you know. They sell clothes and stuff at big grocery stores. But typically, people aren't going like, let's go to GameStop. Let's go to Bed Bath & Beyond. And the pandemic, well, these companies were already doing bad, hastened their death. So GameStop is basically screwed, along with a lot of other retailers that exist in similar niches. But anyway, a bunch of bag holders, unfortunately, became gambling addicts and were tricked by people on the internet into believing that there is an international financial conspiracy to take down a video game pawn shop. And when they bought this narrative, they thought that they could make money off of it by getting in and holding. Hasn't really worked for them. But boy, they sure do want to tell you about how it's a great opportunity. So anyway, enough backstory.
Been covering GameStop for almost
Hey, Profane Priestess, I'm doing good.
2 decades now. He's on the short seller side because he does not believe in the company, doesn't believe in the business model, and he sure as hell doesn't believe in Ryan Cohen. But
Shorting GameStop is probably a good idea. No. I'm not giving anyone advice. But, like, it's not an unreasonable thing to short GameStop, considering it's, you know, gonna go bankrupt in the next decade for sure. In my opinion.
But I've heard him badmouth GameStop for at least the last 3 years, myself personally. I've seen his price targets go from around $30 a share pre-split right now to be at around $23 pre-split because it's at $6.50 according to him. But we'll go ahead and look at it. We'll see what he has to say, and then I'll reply.
Shorting does not help. Shorting, for those who don't know, shorting a stock, I'm not going to go into the complexities, but basically it's betting against a stock. If buying a stock normally would be betting that the company will succeed, shorting a stock means you think that it's going to do bad and the price of the stock is going to go down and you can make money that way.
Back to it. But let's play it in detail. Let's roll.
Bring in Wedbush analyst Michael Pachter to discuss. He has a sell rating, price is $6.50. Closer to that, you were right on the sell. Is the dream over?
Oh, I think the dream never started. You know, you guys have a documentary out right now. I think it came out yesterday called The Meme King, calling Cohen a meme king. He's the queen of...
What the hell is on his walls with the GameStop logo? They are bags from GameStop, like tote bags, or what do they call them? Reusable bags, like from the supermarket, but it's GameStop. You can buy them at GameStop.
Hearts, you know.
Last time I was at GameStop, they literally tried to convince me, I guess I should say. Last time I was at GameStop, I was buying a controller, Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch, and they were like, hey, do you want to get a warranty on this, and you'll get to replace these for half the price of the normal or whatever. And I was like, no, because, you know, I don't buy warranties on stuff like that. I think it's I don't think it's worth it. It's just a way for companies like that to try and make money, and you're not getting much out of it. Anyway, I was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? Because, kind of looks around. There's no serial numbers on Joy-Cons, so, like, you could take these new ones, and if you have any old ones that are broken, you can bring those in and pretend they're these ones, and you'll still be able to get the thing. So he was basically trying to get me to sell me this by committing fraud on the company he works for, which is kind of fucking hilarious.
He was displeased, and he said, "Off with his head to Furlong." That's the
I didn't do it, for the record.
CEO's name that they...
Because Jesus Christ, I'm not going back into GameStop. That place is...
shall not name. I mean, it's like if he said his name in the press release, he'd be cursed. They brought...
Oh, did I also mention right after they released the financials, the CEO of GameStop stepped down? I feel like that was an important part of the story. They canceled the call that was supposed to be a Q&A about the financial report. They canceled the Q&A and the CEO quit right after the financials came out. Hydrate.
Got 3 Amazon executives in 3 years ago, and they managed to... One departed after 7 months. I think she figured it out quickly. The other was fired after less than 2 years, and the third one was fired after just under 3 years. So Cohen brings people in, doesn't actually tell them what to do, and they don't fix anything, and they're gone. I don't think he has the first clue how to turn this company around. And the truth is, I don't think they can turn it around. I think that they should be in harvest mode, trying to generate profits on a smaller footprint, and they're just not doing that.
I mean, are they going to figure out how to be Domino's Pizza and not Blockbuster here somehow? Because so many trends in gaming are going against them. We just had Apple announce the Vision Pro. You can bet that's going to operate on an app store. You're not going to be going to GameStop to get games for your Vision Pro. And then you've got the cloud gaming and streaming happening. Microsoft pushing hard on that, as well as others. What's the path?
In fairness, my understanding is that Microsoft is losing money on Games Pass, not making it. But that's just my understanding.
To life here, what do they have to do?
So Cohen's solution is blockchain gaming, and of course, you know...
Blockchain gaming?
If you...
Something literally no one who actually enjoys video games wants.
Own a console, an Xbox, or a Play...
Bumble Homestead says, which hood do you like? And there's a link. There another? Ooh, the purple one. The purple one. Oh, I keep meaning to bring this up because I keep forgetting. For those who missed it, I got the P.O. box. So if you guys ever want to send me anything, old movies or whatever, as long as it's legal and safe and not a nuisance, send it to my P.O. box, please.
PlayStation, you think of GameStop first if you're going to play a blockchain game. You would never think to actually go to your PC. The guy has no clue, not the first clue. They are Blockbuster. And absolutely physical retail is going away. It's not going away tomorrow. It's going away when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox...
You shouldn't buy me 50 pounds of moldy cheese. No, I don't think the post office would enjoy that very much.
Series X are done with their life cycles. It's got another 5 years, maybe 6 or 7.
Would I accept books? Of course.
But
I'll accept whatever you send.
They should be harvesting that cash and trying...
You're legal and safe. Damn it, I was going to make the same joke.
...to figure out what they can do with it. Instead, he's not paying his...
Oh, which shape, though? Let me see. Is the top one an option? I assume so because it's in here. I kind of like how it splits. You know? Like, kind of does that thing. So that one's pretty good. I would pick this one as the number 1. And then... this one is the number 2. And then the third one. In terms of favorite descending.
These bills. Take a look at their accounts.
Well, I accept an Ichi anime figurine. As long as no one has come on it... Did I miss a hydrate? I don't have an alert, but I'll do it anyway.
Payable. 50% of revenue in the quarter is accounts payable. They literally have 6 weeks outstanding of payables. If they keep that up...
Jesus Christ, 50% of their revenue goes directly to, like, bills and stuff. That's a lot.
No one's going to advance them any more product. So they're gonna accelerate their demise. I think it's really crazy.
Yeah, I guess not paying your bills is tougher when you need to be advanced product.
We'll leave it right there.
I bet you will.
Thank you, Michael. You look surprised, as always. Never a good thing to say about this guy. You know, he always speaks bad about the company.
What if anything that he said was false? I understand you don't like him because he speaks poorly about the company, but have you considered he speaks poorly about the company because what he's saying is true and the company is fundamentally not going to last throughout the decade? Like, I'm gonna call it now, 2030, there will not be GameStops. Maybe there'll be a few, kind of like how there's like 1 or 2 Blockbusters left, but I do not think GameStop will last that long. It's just, have you been to one lately? No one's in there. They're understaffed. The people who work there, if you've ever been to the subreddit for the employees, they fucking hate their jobs and get treated like shit.
But I'm going to use the same metric they use.
Blockbuster tried a streaming service, but it failed.
Just so make
You're very accepted, no matter how gay you are. I doubt you're even the gayest one in chat.
everyone aware. Michael, you included this one takes
We are an LGBT plus safe space, so you're good.
session. No edits, no cuts. It's for you. Wed Bush, it's for you. You guys speak very, well, not so well about GameStop, but GameStop over the last 6 months, operational losses of $1 million. That is a net loss of $1 million over the last 6 months.
There's like 1 Blockbuster left, maybe 2. The actual, like, corporation doesn't exist, but a few of the franchisees have been able to hold on.
No, it's hard to believe.
So they're independently run, separate from the initial corporation that was originally the franchise, but the franchisee still has the right to use the name.
But with the cash burn that they currently have, they don't have. The marketable securities and cash on hand, 1.3 billion, ballpark in the number. GameStop would be in business for an additional 650 million years.
I'm sorry.
So I'll let you keep saying your fairy tale.
What did
Let's
you just
keep
say?
telling the world he's in cash on hand, 1.3 billion, ballpark in the number. GameStop would be in business for an additional 650 million years.
Do you think that they're going to consistently have the same amount of loss? Also, some of the assets they have might be leases for different stores? I just don't think that math is right. I can't imagine that math is right, if I'm being honest.
So I'll let you keep saying your fairy tale. I'll let you keep telling the world that they're not going to make it, Michael. But they're doing well.
Batman over 900. I know I'm very fortunate. I understand that I'm privileged to have this job. I know.
Because what they have and what you can't figure it out is they have us. They have us gamers that continue to shop there and support.
Gamers. Most people I know who play video games just download them now. Guys, you know how I feel about physical media? Even I don't buy physical video games anymore. I fucking download them. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive on my console. Jesus Christ.
Support that company. Not only buying the shares, but shopping there as well. I bought 2 copies. Diablo 4 right now. Easy. Easy.
It's different for games with me, because the thing is, when you have like a movie like this, like the movies are the movie. I have it, I own it, it's done. There's nothing that's going to be done to it. But half the time with games nowadays, you gotta download half of it anyway, and there's 7 million updates that just change the game. There's DLC. For me, it just makes sense to download it. Like half the game's gonna be downloaded anyway.
Work for me, and I get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, and you don't need to go to GameStop if you do want physical games. Amazon does 2-day shipping or day of shipping if it's like if you pre-order, they'll give it to you on the release date. Sometimes you'll get it a day before. So, like, I don't know. People can buy video games at, like, Walmart. I don't understand why... It's kind of like Toys R Us, right? I liked Toys R Us a lot as a kid, just like I liked GameStop a lot as a kid. But, like, kids finding a store cool isn't enough to keep it profitable and sustainable. So they're just not gonna exist, because it's easier to pick your kid up whatever video game they wanted at Walmart than it is to get it at GameStop.
If you think gamers are gonna be strapping on
I would never say anything bad about Amazon, who owns Twitch.
a helmet
I pee in a bottle all the time, I'll have you know.
from Apple that costs $3,500, you think we're gonna adopt that idea
Just in solidarity with the beliefs of Mr. Bezos.
over time? Well, you've got a lot more runway than 7 years then. That's what it's gonna come out to. You're living in a fantasy land. You're shorting
Look at your fucking set! Living in a fantasy land.
the stock.
I don't sell pee bottles. If I sold the... No one would buy my pee bottles, and if they did, they'd probably say I'm too dehydrated. And they'd be right.
You're trying to destroy
You don't have to use a hydrate. I'm gonna drink it anyway.
the company.
I've been very dehydrated lately because of my new meds, and I forget to drink water. It's not a actual MAGA hat. It's styled after one, but it says "Make politicians afraid again." I'm assuming it's a pseudo-libertarian take on it. Probably ANCAP shit.
The media. You've participated in numerous documentaries against Ryan Cohen, against GameStop.
You'd be surprised how many people would want your piss. Why? They can pee. You can produce your own pee for free.
Your cape is written on. And so is mine. Because I'm going to make it my life's mission to keep making videos and to keep exposing guys just like you.
Exposing guys who are winning.
You speak so eloquently about how their demise is coming and how they can't
On a scale of water to burnt Fanta, how dehydrated are you? Apple juice.
adapt and overcome. Look around you.
Lily Lovestuff says, Hannah, a lot of pervs would buy your pee bottles. I sell people my used tissues. Pervs with disposable income should never be underestimated. God damn. I need to start taking advantage of these people.
There's one CEO out here with enough...
Because, quite frankly, I clearly have no dignity. I'm willing to sell people bodily fluids. Hydrate. They'd probably test your pee to learn more about you. Ooh, free medical testing. America's fun.
Money in the bank to keep this company afloat.
I'll stop talking about the pee. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Additionally, he puts his money where his mouth is. But he's in his late 30s. That means if he makes a mistake, and or if he fails, he can try.
You posted one femme pic and got dudes in my DMs asking about my feet now? No one ever asked to see my feet. And to be clear, I don't want to show people my feet. But you know, to be asked would be...
and try again. Not you so much, right? You're on your way out. You're short in stock right now. You thought you won something? In the pre-market, GameStop was $20.01. It then has since bounced off of 17 million shares traded back and forth today. Touched all the way up to almost...
No Halloween Town, but thank you for asking.
$22, almost 10% run today alone. Do you know why? Do you know why it runs that way? Because if you give us the dip, we're going to buy it. You have no idea who
It's not a dip. It's overvalued, even at that price.
you're up against. You're in a dungeon. You're in a basement. You're not a gamer.
You're not a gamer. You don't understand the financial market like gamers. You're just a professional stock analyst. I'm a gamer. I know how the stock market works.
Yet you want to speak on game.
Where do I, where's the glowing spot where I should shoot, the stock market to take it down?
Games. Do you know what GameStop's doing?
Losing money?
I went to the store, Michael, today.
Okay.
Talked to the store director. Do you know what she said? She had no clue about the new game engine that GameStop's going to be launching. The game launcher.
That's not good. Do you think that makes it look good? So, most people use Steam, but there's also the Epic Games launcher. I'm sure there are other ones, but those are the big two. Why in the world would GameStop become prominent within that marketplace where it's already dominated by two players? And the only reason, frankly, that Epic was able to do it is because of Fortnite. I just don't see how you can reasonably believe that someone can come in and compete with those two when GameStop doesn't have the capital or, frankly, social capital. I think most people who play games have some sort of negative experience about GameStop. You hear the, name GameStop and you think about being offered $2 for a game you spent $60 on, I don't know. Not a company I'd trust. Speaking of pee in basements, did I see this? What did Jeremy do now?
More of a public service announcement than anything else. At the office this week, we had a situation where one of the techs came across some pictures on a customer's computer that were of the child pornography variety. I don't really know if there's any tack way to put that, but the customer was reported and subsequently arrested, I believe, as last that I heard. And is even more serious. However, I've never known a tech in my life that ever took anything other than like videos or music off computers. But the point of this video is just to remind people that, you know, as techs, we read your emails, so to speak. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. So if you have things that you don't want computer techs to see, you know, you should delete them.
So to be clear, he is warning pedophiles so they don't get caught. Jeremy is being a bro to pedophiles. Jesus Christ. No wonder he has me blocked. I would absolutely go after him about this shit. Dr. Gamble says, I know how stocks work. I played the money-making game in Zelda. Remember that bomb game? That was like Battleship from Wind Waker? That was annoying. Jesus Christ. The Quartering is such a fucking asshole. The way I actually got blocked from him was I was bringing up the Magic the Gathering stuff and why he got banned from Magic the Gathering tournaments and stuff. And he's just a fucking liar. He's a liar. I would say to him, like, hey, you're doing this, you were banned for harassing this cosplayer. And he's like, no, I'm not. And I literally posted fucking receipts from his own videos where he posted the email that Wizards of the Coast, I believe, owns Magic. Wizards of the Coast sent him, banning him from tournaments, and it said in the email for harassment. And he still fucking denied it, even though I posted it, the email that he provided. Anyway, Jeremy's not only a crypto-fascist, but he's a fucking asshole. Those two things tend to go hand in hand, but Jesus Christ, I don't understand how his wife deals with him.
Or rename that you don't want text to look.
If I were married to Jeremy, I'd go out for pizza too.
Look at, you know, maybe change the folder name when you take it in if you can, or, you know, I'm not condoning it. I don't think it's necessarily right. I believe it.
I'm not condoning it, but let me explain how you can get away with your heinous crimes. You thought they got divorced, did they? I didn't hear anything about it, but I haven't been paying that much attention to Jeremy in the last year, so. Lily Love Stuff says, I mean, I used to develop film and we used to get a manager and we saw anything that could be illegal. Luckily, I only ever had to call the cops because someone decided to take a photo of their whole grow operation before it was legal. Saw a fair share of, elder snatch, though. You narked on someone's weed operation? That's a shame.
It's an invasion of privacy, but and that's really why, you know, I don't really do it anymore. But I certainly did back in the day, and, you know, there's not a tech in the business out there right now.
John Doyle blocked me too, and I don't think I don't even remember when I've interacted with John Doyle on Twitter.
That doesn't do it. Happens. So if you have these sorts of things, remember that computer techs do look at other things on your computer. It's sometimes it's by accident, sometimes it's by curiosity. But just keep in mind when you take things in
or boredom
to get your, you know, you take your computer in to get it fixed. People look around on it, and you should make it real easy for people to find things.
Good Lord, Jeremy. These are the people that are claiming trans people are groomers just for existing, by the way. Fucking projecting ass pedophile assholes.
I had no idea about players.
If you go to Google and search cat and then click on the paw, it's super cute. Let's find out. Oh! Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Alright. Cool. Yes. I am enjoying this. Can I just sit here for 4 hours and do this? Is this a stream now? That's fine. Thank you.
You don't either. I guarantee it, you don't. You're not paying attention. You pay attention to headlines. You don't read the fine print. Michael, me, and a whole bunch of people just like me, we're the fine print. Get a clue, brother. I'll still be here. And the next video you make or the next interview you do, I'm right behind you. Get it right. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm not going anywhere. Get it right, millionaire.
Then we have this lovely video. Speaking of Jeremy being shit, oh god. Oh yeah, I retweeted this actually. The quartering, apparently Count Dankula, who's also an asshole, had a kid, like a baby. And the quartering says, "Congrats on the news of your daughter, Count Dankula," and then posts the age of consent where they live. Again, these are the people that are calling LGBT people groomers. Again, maybe someone should take a look at Jeremy's computer. Has anyone taken a look at that? Just wondering. Kind of seems like it'd be important. Kind of seems like that should happen, if I'm being honest. Anyway, so here he is. He was watching the stock live as the earnings report came out, and you'll see an initial spike, and then immediately, because the news was bad, that they lost $55 million, it's gonna crash. So, let's enjoy this. Oh, and you'll notice, he immediately, instead of recognizing, oh, maybe I made a bad investment, we'll blame some vague crime. He'll be like, oh, they're doing it. Similar to QAnon, people like this think there's some nefarious them that's destroying their plans, even though in reality they're just stupid. And they don't realize they're doing this to themselves. There isn't a nefarious, like, cabal coming after your video game pawn shop stock. It's just a bad stock, and the market is reacting to that. Meek says, one time Jeremy accidentally showed his internet search history, and one of his searches were forced cream pies. I have never in my life, I don't understand how you start a stream or anything like that with... First of all, who keeps tabs open? Anywhere. To be clear, if you are watching some sort of adult material, when you're done with it, do you not exit out of that tab immediately? I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up in a Christian household, and I'm paranoid about stuff, but like, if I was doing anything like that, I'm not gonna just leave it there. Fucking psycho. Anyway, let's watch this guy lose a bunch of money.
Dicks may appear bigger in the mirror.
He's in a helmet because he thinks it's going to go to the moon. Get it? To the moon, like Bitcoin.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. What's going on?
Oh, here's the initial pump.
Whoa, shit.
You have 128 tabs open right now? Jesus Christ. Your poor RAM. I use Chrome, so that's probably a me problem. Lily Love Stuff says, I used to have to pull up customers' computers when I worked for a home security company and saw so much porn, you would be surprised. People like to fuck. Oh, here it goes. It's gonna come down.
Oh, baby.
There were a lot of people on this 2 million person subreddit who thought it was very funny.
Cha-ching, ching.
Oh, here it goes.
Ching, ching, cha-ching, ching. It's in my pocket. Money in my pocket.
Oh,
there's the rocket, baby. There it is. Woo! You think I'm playing?
Oh.
No. Let's go. Hell yeah. Show us the money, baby. Give me the rockets!
This is gambling addiction, by the way. If you're doing this to stocks and you're literally watching the candles like this live, you might have a gambling addiction. Please stop day trading. Kippy says, Firefox, baby! They currently don't collect your data. Oh, that's nice. Oh, there it goes. Why is he LARPing as a 1980s something Lego space guy? Because he thinks the stock is gonna go to the moon. Womp womp. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, they're doing it. Oh. Oh.
See, he's saying they're doing it. It can't just be that people are selling the stock because it's bad. Isaac Inanimate says it's not an accident. Some pervs do that on purpose because they like making people feel uncomfortable.
Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, they want to throw us down.
They're attacking him. Maybe people want to get out and at least take some money before the company goes bankrupt. Jesus Christ.
There it is. Here's the attack. Oh, you're going to hurt my feeling. Oh, you hurt me so hard. Oh, we just went down. Oh, $3. Oh, my God. Let me pause the music for a minute.
He's got to pause the music. He's no longer celebrating. He's depressed now.
I'll tell you guys the truth about GameStop in a minute, okay, guys?
He's going to tell us the truth. Now that no longer is he winning, he's going to tell us the truth now, guys. I'm a little fucking gremlin, aren't I? God damn. I just searched the internet for people to giggle at. I am a monster.
I'm going to tell you guys something really quick, because I know it's dropping. Oh, the earnings are out? Is it out already?
Yeah, you could tell because the price went down.
They lost how much? 17 cents?
Have fun, Harold Elbaman. I'm going to Pride later this month. I hope you have a great time.
So they missed? Is that what they said? So it's out. They missed.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, after he had some time to think, I guess, he made this video. This is, I'm pretty sure, the last GameStop thing, and then we'll get into the crypto stuff, but I found this so interesting. It's like a character study. You ever watch a movie like Nightcrawler or Grey Gardens, and you're like, God damn, I just gotta watch this train wreck. It's kind of like that, but real life. That's cool, Lady Ann. I've been playing so much Tears of the Kingdom. I'm real bad at building, but I did finally build an air bike, and holy shit, everything's easier since I built it.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, I also built, like, a really cool turret. I've been having trouble with the, what are they called? Greelocks? The three-headed dragons. So I built turrets that auto-track them and shoot lasers at them, so, like, it'll pull some fire so they can deal with the turrets while I kind of do arrows or whatever else I'm doing. We love you, Halloween Town, okay? We love you.
So...
Thank you, Baha. You're cute, too.
I listened to this motivational...
I'm cuter, though, right now, because I am in a cute maid outfit. And have cat ears, so...
speech from time to time. Motivational speakers, I get them in my ear from time to time. And it helps me do the things I need to do in life.
Wait, why would Tears of the Kingdom ruin your internet connection? It's a single-player offline game. It has nothing to do with the internet. Why would it hurt your internet in any way, shape, or form? I'm confused.
Overcome obstacles. Get up a mountain. But the best part about
it... Oh, I should say, there was an 8-minute motivational speech at the beginning of this that I completely cut out. It's, you know, it's bad. Dr. Gamble says Hannah's method for Tears of the Kingdom. I used to play Team Fortress 2 when it first came out. Actually, I just the other day found a used copy of the Orange box for the Xbox, you know, the thing that came with the first Portal game, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, and Team Fortress 2. Maybe I'll get back into it. They still run servers for the Xbox version of Team Fortress 2?
Hey, look, buddy. I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems.
I liked to play a spy. Or an engineer. I was spy or engineer. I like any role in a game where you can deploy turrets or stuff. Similarly, in Borderlands 2, I play, why am I blanking on his name? The one that throws... the soldier. The one that throws turrets.
Not problems like what is beauty, because that would fall within the purview of...
Soldier, thank you. And in the third one, I play as Maz, which is the closest to a turret, kind of. Or the robot is like a Beastmaster, which is kind of like meaty turrets.
Your conundrums of philosophy.
I really like the Borderlands games. Do you guys like Borderlands? Should we play the Borderlands games sometime? Does anyone here have Borderlands 3? Should I, like, play Borderlands 3 with you guys sometime? That'd be fun. Get 3 people who want to play, maybe, and play together.
I solve practical problems.
Chai T-Rex, thanks for 13 months. I have Borderlands 2 as well. I have Borderlands the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 1, and Borderlands 3. I don't have the DLC for Borderlands 3. Maybe it's on sale sometime, I'll get it. Oh. The story in Borderlands 3 is way worse than 2, but the game plays smoother, so I do like 3 in terms of just fucking around and playing, you know, the co-op. But again, the story in 2 is better.
For instance, how am I gonna stop some big mean Mother Hubbard from tearing me a structurally superfluous new behind? The answer? Use a gun. And if that don't work, use more gun. Like this heavy caliber tripod mounted little old number designed by me. Built by me. And you best hope not pointed at you.
I miss Team Fortress 2. I haven't played it in so long. Spy is so satisfying. When you get a good backstab, ooh, that's nice. Isaac Inanimate says, sorry in advance, with a link. I just have to re-download them and I can play any of the Borderlands games? Cool. I'm thinking 2 or 3. Those are my favorite ones. Probably 3, though. Don't know.
Is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
Honestly, I kind of wish they had made, like, a Team Fortress movie. I think those characters are fun enough that you could make, like, an hour and a half movie out of that. It's not like Valve doesn't have the money. Almanado says, are you excited about the Starfield presentation tomorrow? Very excited. What time is it? Hold on. We might stream it. Because I fucking love Bethesda games. They're my favorite games. So, I think it's like 10 a.m. Pacific? Something like that? 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I'll just have to stream earlier tomorrow, but I would like to do it. Maybe we'll play, or maybe we'll watch Starfield and then play some Fallout or something, or play some Skyrim afterwards. Easy stream. And then tomorrow after that, we're going to be doing patron-only stream. Like I said, this month is Patreon Appreciation Month, so we're doing 4 patron-only streams. Tomorrow will be the second one of the month. You can join the Patreon if you'd like, and get access to all the previous streams. It's a good time. Dahlia Vianney says, I'm not really paying all that much attention because I'm working, so every time I look up, something weird is happening. Thanks, Bumble Homestead, for 100 bits. Elmanado says, play Starfield on launch day so we can tell you how unoptimal you are. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think. Do I want to play Starfield day 1 with you guys? Because to be clear, almost all of my favorite video games are Bethesda games. I love them. Even the flawed ones. I started with Oblivion, which is still my favorite game of all time. A lot of that's nostalgia, but I don't have a problem admitting that. It's subjective, and nostalgia is a big part of it. Skyrim I have fun with, especially with mods. With mods, it's great. Vanilla Skyrim's hard to play in 2023. but with mods, it's awesome. I love the Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas for different reasons. Of course I love New Vegas, I'm trans. Fallout 4, I like. It's way different. It's more of an action RPG than it is an RPG. It's more like a looter shooter almost with RPG elements, but I enjoy it for what it is once I kind of stepped back and was like, okay, it might not be like previous games, but I like it for what it is and I like the building. Fallout 76 was dog shit. I'm hoping they redeem themselves with Starfield. I understand that they didn't develop 76, they just published it, and now they're under Xbox. So we'll see what happens. I tried to play Morrowind once. It's rough. I'll try again in the future, but like, I don't know how to optimize my character build for Morrowind, because it's, you know, it's a process. I know Oblivion, I know Skyrim. Skyrim's easy, it's just a flexible thing. You don't even have classes, which I hate. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic.
Just so that we're clear.
62% to level 1 on a hype train with 2 minutes left.
When I think about GameStop, I think about what we're doing. I'll give you my daily routine. And
I don't know if anyone heard it. This probably isn't true. But A, there are rumors of New Vegas 2, which would be great. And honestly, that would be the best news they could give for Pride Month. It's a Fallout New Vegas 2. Oh my god. All the trans cat girls will be heard around the nation. And secondly, there are rumors, this one's a long shot, but if it's true, it's cool and game-changing for modders. There are rumors that they bought, I don't know if you guys, if you're not part of the Fallout modding scene, Fallout London is a large standalone mod, and there are rumors that Bethesda bought it and basically made a deal to make it an official game. Rumor. Don't blame me if it doesn't happen. It's just something that I heard was swirling around. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Steve of the Q with 120 bits, thank you. Alright, Hannah, you gotta check off the other trans gamer games. Guilty Gear, Hearts of Iron 4, maybe The Surge. I've played none of those. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Elminato, thanks for 1,000 bits, says all praise to Todd Howard. I like the memes at this point. The Todd Howard stuff, I think it's funny. I don't even care. I'm an adult. I understand he's a fucking liar, and he's a marketer. That's fine. Just like I had fun with Peter Molyneux.
I do it out of discipline, not out of...
I've never played Guilty Gear. I'm sure you'd win.
Necessity.
That would be kind of funny to do a stream where we play games together or something and we were both in our maid outfits. That would be kind of a funny stream. Dahlia Vianney, thanks for gifting a sub. Level 4 complete.
I do it.
Alright. Getting on topic. GameStop guy. Delusional GameStop guy. Okay.
Because it's how I'm built. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll call my father. Because I don't have many moments with him left. And I'll say, hey, Pops, I'm going to come pick you up. We're going to go up this mountain. Alright? So I go run this mountain. And it's a trail. It's called the Bump and Grind. It's 4.75 miles. Almost 5 miles total. It's completely uphill.
This is like a 40-minute video where he's coping about the stock going bad, by the way. Have I seen the It Just Works song? No. I'll save this for tomorrow. How about that? Since we're going to do the Starfield thing tomorrow, I'll save it for then. Or maybe a cleanse later. But I'm trying to stay more on topic. The right link? Oh, did you send the wrong one the first time? Sorry. Oh, it looks like the same one, isn't it? Oh, no. It's slightly different. Thank you.
It is grueling. It's taxing.
They didn't make New Vegas either. Oh, I know. It was Obsidian. If they got to own that, then they have to own 76. Agreed. And I think most people are aware that Obsidian, at least people who, like, give any thought to the development of games, probably know Obsidian did it. I'm not sure, though.
But the truth is this.
Yeah, to be clear, most of the people who worked on New Vegas aren't even at Obsidian anymore. So, like, if it does go to Obsidian, it's mostly new developers. But still, I would hope that those developers would take the same design ethos that the original New Vegas team took and design the game around more complex RPG choice elements speech options, skill checks, interesting characters, stories, locations. I'm fine if Bethesda wants to focus more on, like, action RPG stuff, but have someone else make more in-depth RPGs then. Because I'm telling you guys, I don't like JRPGs. They're basically anime. I don't like them, and I don't want to be forced to play JRPGs.
I know I'm going to the top of the mountain that morning. I know that...
Also, Nick Valentine is the best companion. Don't lie to yourself.
That's the outcome. That's the end of my morning workout. I already know where I'm headed. The in-between, which route do we take? How fast do I drive? What do I eat before we get there? What are we going to drink on the way up? All of that is...
I think Boone and Nick would get along. I think that would be an interesting team if they could team up.
Just the storyline. All of that is just...
I also like... I like Nick as, like, a partner in the game. Like, when I consider my character as someone who goes around and, like, helps people, Nick is usually my partner, but I also work with Piper sometimes, and she usually becomes my character's love interest.
The plot. The ending's the same. So I look at me climbing mountains every morning.
By climbing mountains, you mean investing in a dog shit video game pawn shop stock, right? 14% to level 5 with a minute and a half left.
Just like GameStop. And I know you guys probably don't see it that deep. Some of you guys just buy stock, and some of you guys not, because it's just like Ryan.
I want them to release this. I know they're not gonna, because now it's owned by Microsoft, but I want them to release Fallout VR and Skyrim VR for the PlayStation 5 so bad. Because I have the PlayStation VR 2, and I love the thing, but I so badly want an open-world, in-depth RPG for it, and it just doesn't exist right now.
Cohen is no different than what the hell I'm doing every morning. He's doing the same thing.
Japanese developers find the term JRPG as othering as it singles their games out and is a sore subject. Well, I apologize then. That's not something I'm intending to do. What should I say then? Because I do think that I don't know what else to... Let's say this. RPGs that tend to come out of Japan have a different design and story ethos than those from, like, the United States, right? RPGs, and that's true of any culture. The like, RPGs that come out of the United States are different than ones that come out of, like, Europe, too. Japanese-developed RPGs. I'll try and be better about that, because even though I don't like the games, I want to be respectful of the people who make them. I respect all those people, and I apologize. You got 6 fucking ads? Why? Someone gift everyone subs. No more ads.
Thing. We know the ending of this story. When I say I'll see you around, millionaires, it's because I have this belief.
Thanks for the level 4, everyone.
I'm gonna make $1 million off of this play, if not more.
You think you're gonna make $1 million off of GameStop?
I'm gonna be extremely successful off of this, if not more.
Extremely successful, if not more.
But how I get there, what storyline changes, stock splits, dividends, people getting fired, people getting hired, that's just the plot. The story's still written.
I know they're 30 seconds each and unskippable. Is this happening all over Twitch? Or am I just in some weird glitch thing where, like, I'm getting fucked with a bunch of ads? And don't get me wrong, I get paid for ads, but not that much. Like, I think I make like $5 a day on ads, if that. It's not enough to warrant alienating an audience. I might be the laughing man. Thanks for gifting a sub. Screaming at the radio. Thanks for 25 months.
The ending of the story. I know the beginning of the story. The end, the middle, I don't know.
Happens with Jake, too? Jesus Christ. Are they intention? No, I'm not going to conspiratorially say shit.
You know, when you die...
I guess, hopefully people will gift subs to more people to mitigate it. I'm so sorry.
And on your little plaque there.
Might have to do another subathon to get people out of ad jail. Well, then they'll only be out for a month.
They put a date. I tell you this. They put a start date and an end date and a little hashtag. That little hash mark is right now. That's the story. I believe in Ryan Cohen. I do. And I've had...
Why? For those who don't know, Ryan Cohen was... You've gotten 8 unskippable ads. Jesus Christ, Twitch. What are you doing? Are a bunch of people still doing the blackout on the 1st through the 3rd due to the terms of service thing? By the way? If so, I want to be a part of it, and I'll try and plan for it. Terradona says, well, he could make money if he shorts the stock, not financial advice. True, true.
Plenty of time to think this through. I walk up that mountain and I say, okay, he knows his end game, how he's gonna get there.
I apologize for Twitch, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't like ads. I'm not a fan of them. And it kind of makes me really grossed out knowing that in order to watch me, many of you have to sit through obnoxious corporate fucking propaganda to buy their bullshit that you probably don't need. I apologize.
We'll never know.
I'll try and fuck with the ad manager and see if I can fix it.
How many times is he gonna fail? We'll never know.
If anything happens to Twitch, I'll move to YouTube, just so everyone knows.
I'm willing to take that.
Just making contingency plans. That's the plan. If anything happens to Twitch, I'm moving to YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel.
I'm willing to invest in it because if I can wake up every morning and do a little different things, do something for it, go shopping at GameStop, support the company, make a video, just be positive about it, and guess what? Then I'm doing my part. There's a lot of you guys out there that have connections with other people that you could communicate with and say, you know what, have you heard about GameStop? You might sound psychotic. You might sound outside of the...
You will sound psychotic because you're effectively in a financial cult. You're a gambling addict and in a cult that requires you to gamble on a bad stock. It's not good. It's not good.
Ballpark. It might be nothing you...
How's the crypto world? A shit show.
Ever wanted. Those conversations fruit from nothing.
Your movie sucks is apparently moving from Twitch to Kick. Okay. If more people start moving to Kick, maybe I'll give that a try. I don't know.
But I'll tell you what.
We'll see what happens.
I would never be here in front of you if people like...
I wouldn't even mind quite as much if Twitch allowed, like, simul streaming so I could stream here and YouTube and Kick if I wanted at the same time. But, like, they don't let you do that, which is stupid.
Kyoto, Reuben, Ravenstown, Almo, you name it, hot this year. Everyone that comes up to me, Lindabrill, they go, you know what, Marantz? I like it. Let's hang out. That never happens. Never happens if I don't open my mouth and I start talking. For Ryan, it's just so, for me, it's like an epiphany. It's like he sat there, retired, billionaire in his 30s.
Oh, what I was going to say was Ryan Cohen, who he's talking about, who is the new CEO of GameStop, has had a role in the company for a while. And the people who are into GameStop like this, the cult ape people, they call themselves apes, by the way. AMC ones call themselves apes too. A lot of the meme stock people call themselves apes for some reason. They basically analyze his tweets as though they're Q drops. Like, they look at them and try and gain secret meanings from it in order to predict what the stock is going to do. It's nuts. It's crazy. Anyway, he's the CEO now, and he joined the company off the back of, he was the founder of Chewy. You guys may or may not be familiar with Chewy. It's an online pet store. A lot of people, including us, order pet food and litter through them, and it just is on a recurring monthly thing, so it just shows up at your door and you don't have to think about it. So, like, that's, you know, a basic-ass idea, but he made a bunch of money on it. And if you make a bunch of money on some sort of startup, people assume you're smart, so he got hired to GameStop.
Not a single adult conversation to be had, not talking to anyone, and then you ask yourself, why does the media take out...
Are they also Q people? Some are. Not most, but I have seen crossover. On the QAnon forums, I've seen people try and shill GameStop and other meme stocks. I've also seen a lot of crossover between Q and the DWAC stock, which is Truth Social, the Trump social network thing. Dan Rossi draws, hats off. What would you like me to wear? It does have to fit with the cat ears in some way, shape, or form. So, horns, flower crown. I think I can do it with the wizard hat. I've done it before. Or if you'd like me to not do it today because you'd like a different hat, let me know and I'll return those points.
Hit pieces. Why do they do document? You might people. It's not a hit piece. Okay. I don't see a documentary about Kohl's. I don't see one about Bed Bath & Beyond. It just failed.
Okay, there is a new documentary out for those who don't know. wizard hat, and can you put the ears over the hat? Yes. I'll do my best. There's a documentary out about the whole GameStop meme stock thing, and the apes are mad about it because it makes them look crazy, because, you know, it's a documentary and it's showing them as they are. So they're upset that it makes them look crazy. In fact, I saw some posts of them saying they watched the documentary with, like, their partner, their wife or girlfriend, because generally the people into GameStop stock are straight, cis white men. Anyway, and they were like, oh, my girlfriend thinks I'm crazy now, or whatever. So he's mad about that. To answer his question, though, the reason that it's made about GameStop and not Bed Bath & Beyond is because I think GameStop people are the most interesting. They're some of the most fervent. The Bed Bath & Beyond people are interesting, but there are fewer of them. So that's probably why. The GameStop ones are just the most interesting. And I think people are most familiar with the GameStop thing because of the short squeeze that happened in, I think, 2021? Was it 2021? Maybe 2022. I don't remember when. But a lot of people heard about that, so it makes sense.
I don't see one about any distressed credit investment anywhere. But they're worried about GameStop and they're worried about Ryan and what he's doing. Didn't just get lucky. I got lucky. I was able to read some...
He got so lucky that he's lost... How much money has he lost?
Balance sheets, see what it was, and say, all right, this is where I'm going.
Let's look at the GameStop stock. It's actually still doing way better than it should, to be honest, but the height was in... I was correct. Looks like January or February of 2021. And it's dropped from... What was the high? Why can't I get it there? The high was $81 and it's down to $22, so it's nearly quartered since the all-time high. But he's very lucky to be a part of this, guys.
But I believe in it. I believe in it, guys, more than anything I've ever believed in. And I'll wake up every day and I'll keep doing it. I'll keep chugging along. GameStop's having a hell of a day today, like it has had the whole year. It's up year over year. It's up, period.
No, it's not. It's down. It's down 23% since last year, which is what year over year means. So he's either delusional or misinformed or lying. I don't know which one, but it's an objectively untrue thing.
And yeah, we have to break down fundamentals. We have to explain to people what it is. But I just want you to know, there's whiners, okay? There's weasels. There's all the W's.
Waiting for Dan's video at this point. Oh, me too. I'm excited. It's focused on financial conspiracy communities. That's gonna be good.
And then there's winners. That's us. And if you don't think we're winning, if you think people are, you know what? I saw it. I saw Wall Street bets. The biggest...
I think even Wall Street bets turned against these guys at this point, because even the idiots at Wall Street bets, who again are self-admitted gambling addicts and kind of proud of it, even they were like, this is a cult. Logarth says this guy was the original model for Pepe the Frog.
Subreddit in the world put a video of me in a space helmet and decided to make it an emoji, a meme, and laugh about it. Thousands of people are watching. Thousands of people are saying what it is.
Yes, they're making fun of you. We, in fact, played that video.
And you know what's the best part about that? I had about 2 or 3 people write to me and say, hey man, saw you on Wall Street Bets. I thought you had a lot of energy. What do you know about GameStop? What am I missing?
So out of tens of thousands of people who potentially saw this video, you got 3 idiots. Good job. Fenekagami says, in fairness to you, Hannah, it's hard to define quote-unquote JRPGs because that what makes them what they are is more vibes than anything. They're basically playable anime, especially the Tales of franchise. I tried to play one of those Tales of games. I didn't like it. That said, FromSoft, which does the Dark Souls series, would not be called a JRPG maker even though they're from Japan. I love both Tales and Soulsborne for their different itches they scratch. Like with every form of entertainment, nothing, no matter how good, will be for everyone. That's fair. That makes sense.
Why are you so dedicated to it still? 3 people. That was good for me. I get to teach 3 people or tell 3 people, go look at the other videos. Here's what we're doing. Here's where we're at. Brick by brick.
And they'll see, oh my god, they're down 75. They've lost 75% of their value over the last however long. Since their all-time highs, they're down 75%. Bullish.
So shout out to Wall Street Bet.
I've never played any of the Diablo games.
Shout out to the Meltdown. I know they're passing it around too. Yeah, I'm very excited. I have a good time on the stream. I mean, that's what it is. I have a great time. But if you don't think I own GameStop and I'm going through it just like everyone else, I just have a different mindset. I don't want to lose. I'm not going to lose. We're winning. We're not losing. They can paint
based on
it up and say you're a loser. You're a loser. You're a loser. Guess what? I'm gonna keep showing up until I win.
But what if the company goes bankrupt? Then there's no way for you to win. What's your cost average? I'm so curious what he bought in on in average. Just to know if he's like, is he underwater on this investment? He certainly lost money, but like, how much?
Because I only got to win one time. I only got to be successful one time. That's it.
And GameStop only has to go out of business one time for you to lose every penny of your investment. It goes both ways.
Guys, I tell you this all the time. On that mountain of failures is that one shining success. That's it. Because you failed the whole way up. At least we're trying. At least we're doing something. At least someone's not just coming in and robbing us and taking our money from us. We're giving it our best shot.
You are voluntarily handing your money over to Ryan Cohen, who's going to basically shred it. You might as well set the money on fire.
And that's where I'm at.
Look at what happened to the Bed Bath & Beyond people, who had a similar cult thing going on. I shouldn't even say that in the past tense. They still have a weird cult thing going on, the Bed Bath & Beyond people, believe it or not. Some of them think the company's gonna come back just fine, and they're gonna make a ton of money. It's nutso. There are still people who were investors in Sears who think that. Fucking Sears! Financial cults, like any cults, drive people crazy.
I bought another PlayStation 5 at GameStop today to give away. Liquid Swords, you do your best, man. I think everyone's doing their best. You know,
Sears still exists? Not really. That's why it's weird. They exist technically in that I think the actual, like, business called Sears, which no longer really operates, is owned by a holding company. So, like, the IP exists as a commodity that has been bought. But Sears doesn't really exist in any way that you think of Sears, you know? It's not a company anymore as much as it's an IP that can be traded around. Kind of like Atari. Since Atari went under in the early 80s, I want to say, they've been bought and sold multiple times by different people. So. Same with in television. If you know anything about Tommy Tallarico.
If I could ever tell you who I was in my 20s.
I would imagine that if you were someone who actually manages money like an accountant, you would be very averse to taking risks. You'd think.
I would not even believe that I'd be here today. With what I have and with what I've done over my life, I wouldn't have known that in my 20s. In my 30s, I wouldn't have known who my 20s were. I'm 20 years removed from there, and I feel like I have a lot of runway left. I have 40 more years on this planet at a minimum. The average life
That's not necessarily true for anyone.
Life expectancy is what, 79? So
on average, do you know what an average is?
Oh, at least I can get there. But you know what? That time's fleeting. That time's fast. I can't get
You
time
could
back.
get hit by a bus tomorrow. I hope you don't. But like, damn, the confidence.
I can get all the money in the world back. I can lose all the money in the world, but I can't get the time back. So with the time that I have, what am I doing? I'm educating myself. I'm giving out the best info I can. I'll keep doing that part. But GameStop...
Do I know what a speeding bus is? Something that Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock have to successfully navigate through the streets of LA.
Is the vessel for me. It's the thing that drives me. I wake up every day, I'm motivated. Extremely motivated. Whether it be in my personal life, my career, and then I'm being here in front of you. But I can't cash any of that in. I can't cash in the time that I've spent. I just know that I'm going to take this knowledge and pass it on, and there's a legacy to be given. But if you guys don't know, everyone's out here to hit GameStop. Everyone's out here to hit Ryan.
They're really, really not. There's not a conspiracy against you. Like, the only reason I'm even interested is because I find delusion fascinating. For whatever reason. You know? There isn't just, like, a huge amount of people trying to fuck you over, believe it or not. You just made a bad choice. Dr. Gamble says, I gotta know how to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah.
All right,
and I just
Kenny.
want to tell Ryan, if he ever watches these videos.
Does anyone remember Kenny Rogers Roasters?
Ryan, I'm with you.
I miss it.
Man, I'm with you. I don't care. I've never talked to you. I've never met you. I'm with you. And there's a lot of people just like me. I'm not in love with the stock to say I'm a cultist. None of that shit.
Did they have? Am I crazy? Am I misremembering, or did they have cornbread? I feel like their cornbread was good or something.
It's not about that. It's about
this guy's basically the Wojak meme in real life.
picking a side and rolling with it. And no, just because I support GameStop doesn't mean I need to support these.
Do I have to explain cornbread to people who don't know what cornbread is? How do you not know what cornbread is?
Other retail investors.
It's bread made with cornmeal. It's fucking delicious.
Their money who don't understand why they're losing money. They don't understand what the private equity angle is. They think that they're something they're not. They think that, oh, because the market manipulates their stock, that therefore they're on the same side or that it's a freedom fight. It's not that. It's clearly not that.
I Might Be the Laughing Man says, fun fact, when you see the close-up of Reeves's G-Shock in Speed, it's not actually showing the time, it's showing the alarm setting. Source, I wear a G-Shock. Important information.
They're just uninformed.
Mac and cheese and cornbread is a delight.
They are. And when they want to get informed, I'll give them the info. But until then, no way. I agree with you on all your research, except for the fact that there's no synthetics. Elijah Haven. Heaven or Haven? I can't even see it. Heaven. When I say there's no synthetics, I don't think you understand what that means. What I'm telling you is there's not a trillion synthetics. There's not a billion synthetics. There's not the synthetics in the way that you think it was going to manufacture a MOASK of margin.
A lot of GameStop people think that there's a bunch of synthetic shares that are forcing the price down artificially. It's not true. Synthetic shares are basically when you short a stock that you don't actually have. It's illegal.
Calls and...
I'm not saying it never happens, it's just not happening on the scale necessary to push down GameStop's stock artificially.
A crumbling of everything around you. That is not what's happening here. Those hedge funds that hire Ivy League grads, they assess risk. That's what they do for a living. So when they're in a position and they're hedging the position with some calls and some puts, and they short the stock, people see it the opposite for whatever reason. Oh, they're buying all these calls because they think the stock's going to run. And it's like, no, they're buying calls because they're shorting the stock. And in the case that it does run, they're protected. But they view it differently. There is nothing that's going to help AMC movie theaters. There's nothing that's going to help Bed Bath & Beyond. It's done. I have to actually...
GameStop is in basically the same situation. They're just a little earlier in the timeline.
Deal with the show who comes out with the narrative that Bill Pulte will not go on their show, PP Seeds, because he owns Bed Bath & Beyond. That's why he won't go on there. According to them, he owns the bonds, not the shares. He's going to buy that company. It's crazy. When Bill says,
Yes, many of them unironically believe that by investing in GameStop, they are going to take down a global cabal of bankers that are secretly controlling the market.
Really want to know all this information, Marantz. Like, I really want to hear about it.
And to be clear, I understand that there is fuckery in the stock market. It's the stock market. I get it. White-collar crime is a thing. I'm sure it happens all the time. But their entire thesis is based on very specific claims that are objectively not true. It's pretty crazy. Somebody in the comments says, there's 3 things in my life right now that make being an old gay veteran like me feel like it was worth it. Weed, Hannah, and video games. Ooh! I was before video games.
It's because he wants to educate himself. It's not that he has a care on the fact that he's going to invest in it. This is crazy to me, how ignorant these people are. And what do? They just keep going with the same story and the same story. Now it's Carl Icahn again, and it's this, and they're going to buy that. It does not matter who buys whatever they want to buy. It doesn't matter. You don't get any money for it. The equity is gone for the shareholder themselves, but no one wants to say this. Rats, keep hanging tough. Good fight.
It's so interesting when they can, like... He's clearly able to see that Bed Bath & Beyond and AMC are in a not good situation. But he doesn't see it with GameStop, and they're very similar. It's interesting how we can blind ourselves to things when we have our own interests involved in them. Cassifal says, fun fact about the movie Speed, during the initial filming, a lot of the cast and crew were confused. Excuse me, they didn't know what the story was doing with it, but in turn they decided to spend a lot of time growing it organically in order to make it more natural in the movie. And the cast would eventually understand, as well as the directors and writers, that it was integral to the plot, while at the same time being a modern marvel, astonished everyone understood the movie is about a bus.
Father, hardworking man, screw them, bro. Cohen will make it happen. I agree. Daniel P says this is funny. Daniel P, you know what? It's because you're not here. You're not in the stance of making money. You're not in the stance of believing in something.
Oh, here's the part where he's salty and starts insulting someone who regularly comes in and tells him, like, he's wasting his money. He considers him a troll, which he very well may be, but look at how salty he is.
You have never invested with your heart. And what do I mean by my heart? I'm willing to break my heart again and again. I am, because I'm trying for something. I'm shooting for something. You ever gone at a job and seen the guy who doesn't want to get promoted? You ever gone there and seen the guy who doesn't want to apply for things? Says, nah, I just like coming here, I'm 9 to 5, I'm picking up my check and I'm out. That's all of you guys out there.
That's not unreasonable. It's okay to just want to go in and get money to live your life and then go and enjoy your life. This fucking grind set is so disgusting and unhealthy. Stop living your life around your work. I know we have to work to live and eat, but at a certain point you gotta say, hey, I'm comfortable. Maybe the constant need and acquisition of wealth is unhealthy.
That's everyone out there who doesn't want to create waves, who doesn't want to go out to the deep end. They just want to stay in the shallow. Go ahead. I'm digging deep. I'm going for it. And I don't mind doing it. And no, I'm not YOLOing my family's assets. I'm not overextending myself to a point.
I'm going to hit doubt on that one.
Let's start a trend and show our CEO, Ryan, that we're with him. Ryan, we are with you. I mean, you could, Adrian, you could do it that way. I had something in my head when I was at the top of the mountain. I heard
when I was at the top of the mountain. Kippy says, you can always get more money, you can never get more time.
I said something to myself, and I don't remember what I said. It's gone now.
Unless you're in the Justin Timberlake movie, In Time. Because money was time there. That was a ham-fisted metaphor.
Writing things down. GameStop about to dump. Probably Flavor Flavoring. Let's just say it does dump. What does that matter?
What does it matter if the stock you're holding drops a ton? That means you'll lose money when you eventually sell. Or the company will get so bad that it closes and then you get nothing.
Let's just say the price comes plummeting down to 20 bucks. 19, 18. What does it matter?
Oh, it's going to drop way further than that.
You're still within that breathing room. You're still above the timeline that was February of 2021 when the stock was pre-listed. It would be like $15 right now.
That would still be overpriced as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I remember it was $40, $60, went all the way up to $100. I was there. I'm still here. I'm still here. And all your favorite YouTubers, all the people that lied to you about AMC, about Bed Bath & Beyond, about HYMC, all those.
But he's not lying to you, even though he's doing the exact same thing.
Those guys are gone. All of them. The only ones left are the grifters themselves.
Cohen is one of those guys who's not particularly great at investing. Oh god, and he wants to be Elon Musk so fucking bad. It's so pathetic. Elon Musk is pathetic enough, like, in and of himself, and I'm sure we all know that. We've seen his behavior. But, like, what's more pathetic, arguably, is Ryan Cohen, who so badly wants Daddy Elon Musk to pay attention to him. He tries so hard with, like, memeing and shit. It's embarrassing.
The remaining grifters, Tony De Niro, the Marine, anyone else trying to grasp at straws. No, I won't have it. I won't have it. I'll come out here and I'll do this all the time. Hey, Marantz, we appreciate what you do, brother. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, can't sleep either. Won't sleep. I won't. Crouch and Mallard is here. Marantz, isn't there millions in overseas buildings that GameStop sold, but they have yet not settled and posted? That
I kind of doubt GameStop owned... I guess I don't know how stores like GameStop function in a lot of Europe, but in the United States, a retailer like GameStop doesn't typically own the buildings they operate from. They'll usually, like, rent a space monthly in, like, a mini mall or a mall or something like that. So usually it's not an asset. It's the opposite. It's a liability usually, because every month they have to pay the rent, which is actually why GameStop closed down most of, if not all of their stores in Europe. Most of them, I think. I don't think they're quite all closed yet, but they're planning on really getting out of Europe because they're losing a ton of money there. So if they actually get rid of them, they might stem the bleeding a little bit.
That's the video that I posted yesterday.
I don't know why he assumes that GameStop owned the buildings outright that they were operating out of in Europe.
It's almost $20 million that won't settle till Q3. You'll see. I mean, what would $20 million do to the number right now? They would have made Wall.
$20 million doesn't even cover half of what they lost the last quarter. The last quarter they lost $55 million. If they got an extra $20 million, great. That's more money for them to pay off creditors. But that doesn't make them solvent as a company. That doesn't make them an effective business that can run.
Wall Street projections. It'd be no problem. So you'll see exactly how it happens. Remember that the biggest losses that they've had this quarter were $22 million percentage-wise. $22 million in Europe they lost. That number's going to shrink because they're shrinking their footprint out there. The losses won't be so big. Hi from Ibiza. How are you doing, Arnold? I appreciate you, man. I still don't trust Bill. Funny Spider. You know what? The man came in. He spoke his part. He spoke his part. It's not that I'm going to ride him through the sunset or anything. He can stand over there on his feet.
Sells property to a second company they own so they can rent the property from themselves. Is that similar to what McDonald's does? No. They buy land and then lease it to franchisees is part of McDonald's whole thing.
So,
kind of fucked up, actually. If you guys don't know, McDonald's business is not making hamburgers. McDonald's business is leasing land and franchising rights to other people who then make money off of the hamburgers. McDonald's is basically a brand management company that leases property.
It's GameStop, and that's good. He said the wholesome things, so you can only take a man off of his word. And until he goes against his word, you can't. So the stance is, if he starts snooping around Bed Bath & Beyond and AMC, it'd be ignorant. It really would. And I would expect a man of his level, his stature, and his social level would know how to navigate that and talk to the right people. I love you, Marantz. I'm investing.
If McDonald's owns the land, they control the franchise? No, not necessarily. There are corporate-owned McDonald's, but no. What happens is if you agree to franchise from McDonald's, you have to use the land that they buy, and they will lease it to you. That's how they make money, is regardless of whether or not that McDonald's is making a profit, the owner of that McDonald's, the private franchisee, every month has to give money to McDonald's for the land regardless.
Since fall of 2020 in GME, and I've never sold a share. But you're doing great. You're doing great. And remember what I've always said, it's not about how long you've been involved, it's are you. Can you...
He's literally telling people it's great that they're broke, but they're still buying shares. This is terrible. Cassifel says I need to make it publicly known that I'm going to take 400,000 bananas and put them in a graphite core in order to achieve criticality in order to achieve my full potential. Good luck with that. With your banana demon core.
You buy a share, can you hang out, can you figure it out?
Who else is excited for Oppenheimer?
Figure it out. A bit late here, no problem, Giga. I'm so happy you're here. All of Wall Street, the actual place, is...
I can't wait to find out that it was all a dream and that Leonardo DiCaprio was just incepting Oppenheimer with the idea for the atomic bomb.
Right now. Yeah, well, you know what's the craziest part? This is a fake. Can I say something? What is the date? June 9th, 69, right? Okay, so...
I'm not saying McDonald's restaurants aren't McDonald's. I'm saying the actual company that is McDonald's doesn't do most of the running of the restaurants. They run the corporate structure and franchise out to other people who use the brand and the brand guidelines to make money at their restaurants. Most McDonald's restaurants are franchisees, I believe. There are some corporate-owned stores, so sometimes McDonald's owns McDonald's, but a lot of that has to do with putting them in places where franchises might not exist already to keep the brand image, to keep the brand in people's minds so it's ubiquitous across the country. You're more excited for Barbie? I'm excited for both. They both look good. Lily Love Stuff says, please, Hannah, I'm a person of class. I'm looking forward to the Barbie movie. All right, everyone. We're going for a double feature day. We're going to rent out the whole theater, and we're going to watch Oppenheimer, then Barbie.
June 9th.
Who's in?
Right now, and I'm telling you this Pump on the Spy is fake. This is not real. This is... Okay, so people that are in the Spy...
Okay, I think we've got enough of this dude being sad. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff. Let's get a rundown on the SEC suing Binance and Crypto.com. I'm sorry, it's actually Coinbase. Crypto.com is in some other kind of problems, I believe. Cassifel says, Barbie Oppenheimer double feature summer. Cinema is back, baby! Oh, God.
8, 7.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
5, 4, 3.
Theory will take you only so far.
With the radio blast and goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
I love the symbiotic meme relationship that's developed between Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's so funny to me. I've liked the MCU, but I'm glad that it's not just dominating theaters now. It seems like people are getting more excited for stuff like this, you know? Like, you know, real movies! How exciting!
Are we saying there's a chance that we destroy the world? Chances are near zero.
Near?
Near zero. What do you want for theory alone? 0 would be nice.
Detonator charged.
Okay, what do you guys think? Is this movie going to address and recognize the horror that is us dropping the atomic bombs on civilian cities? Or is it just going to treat it like other American movies where it's like, yay, we won World War II! Let's not think about what just happened!
This is a matter of life and death.
The world will remember this day.
You are the man who gave
You think it'll end with the Trinity tests? I honestly think that's disrespectful. If this movie doesn't acknowledge in any way what happened after we developed the bomb, that's fucking gross.
The power to destroy.
Like, it's an interesting story to tell, but don't make it just fucking propaganda. Holy shit.
Themselves.
Let's go recruit some scientists.
Anyway, back to the thing. Let's learn about the context of the crypto SEC stuff, and then we'll watch some of the reactions from the different crypto people.
The SEC accused crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase of violating US securities laws, offering unregistered securities and operating as unregistered venues, amongst other charges earlier.
This is so interesting because so many crypto people have just been clearly operating illegal markets for years, and just the SEC just didn't do anything. Like, they've clearly been selling securities illegally, and the SEC is just now like, oh yeah, these are securities, we should probably do something about that. Just because they're on a computer doesn't make them not securities. Casafel says, I need them to just actually blow up the theater that I'm in when the bomb goes off. During the bomb scene, I need them to just launch a claymore at me. Let's go, Nolan. Let's fucking go. Just hit me with the full fucking grapevine of hand grenades. Jesus Christ, are you okay?
This week. These are the two biggest crypto exchanges, and they account for more than half of global cryptocurrency trading volume.
If these things shut down, over the last year with FTX imploding and now with these two, the off-ramps from crypto are shrinking every day. Like, people aren't going to be able to get money back for their crypto because there won't be markets for people to buy it?
Binance was additionally accused of mixing billions of dollars of customer funds.
Oh, the Binance document. We're going to look at the Binance document a little later. Excuse me, the text messages and emails that the founder were sending around, clearly showing that he knew his crimes. What in the world? This happened with the Trump indictment, too. What's with Trump staffers and the Binance people not realizing that the government can access your email and texts? It's not difficult for them. If you put something in writing electronically, they have access to it. Like, they'll do it. Stop writing about your crimes in messages.
With a separate trading firm owned by its chief executive, Changpeng Zhao, known
That's the guy.
as CZ, and of being involved in wash trading to inflate its US platform's
boomers with tech. That's the thing. Ostensively. Right word? These people are supposed to know technology. It's a crypto company. You'd think he'd know how computers work. First Name Bunch of Numbers says it's because they didn't pay any attention to Edward Snowden.
Received trading volumes.
Ostensibly. Okay.
The SEC is seeking to prevent the exchanges from violating securities regulation, requiring them to disgorge all ill-gotten gains and pay a monetary penalty. At Binance, the regulator is also seeking to permanently ban CZ, the CEO, from acting as an officer or director of any issuer whose securities are registered with the agency. In a separate filing, the SEC requested a temporary freeze on the assets of several Binance-linked entities. This rush to freeze the assets was based on what the SEC alleges was free movement of client funds, merged or rerouted mainly to two trading firms directly or indirectly owned by Binance chief executive CZ.
This is actually a similar situation to what was happening with FTX that had that explode with, what's the guy's name? The FTX guy. He's got the, oh god, what is his name? Sam Bankman-Fried. His company was also intermingling funds and not separating them in ways that are illegal. Similar thing here.
Traders moved more than $800 million out of Binance in the 24 hours after the lawsuit was announced. And Binance.US announced yesterday that it was suspending US dollar deposits and that its banking partners are preparing to pause fiat dollar withdrawal channels.
So guys, I know that you trusted us with your money, but now the federal government is coming after us for doing illegal things and banks won't do business with us anymore.
As early as June 13th. After taking his role at the SEC 2 years ago, Chairman Gary Gensler began encouraging
The crypto people hate this guy. Logarth says, wow, this is the worst Paul Walker character ever.
Crypto trading platforms to register with the agency and has argued for quite some time that most digital tokens qualify as securities. His language became more insistent in the months after the spectacular failure of FTX last November. A good argument can be made that the SEC is shutting the barn door long after the horse has bolted.
Yeah, it's almost like regulators in this country don't do their fucking jobs. Casafel says, I need to specify that when Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan hits theaters, which will contain a scene of the Trinity test in which an atomic bomb is exploded, in order to be satisfied with my movie-going experience, I need to leave in this mortal coil in a blasted heath. Heap, I assume that was supposed to say. I desire a 15 megaton yield explosion and an atomic shadow left of my human form. Thereby I shall know true cinematic glory. I require the end of the era of man as each film reel sets off a hidden nuclear device. Cinema. That was beautiful. That should be a copy pasta.
The Federal Trade Commission claimed in a report last year, which came out before the collapse of FTX, that cryptocurrency fraud had resulted in over
I'm so tired. I woke up earlier than I normally do and I couldn't fall back asleep. I'm so tired.
$1 billion of loss.
Heath would be correct. Okay. Blasted Heath. I've never heard that before.
The losses that have occurred since that report have been significantly higher. Many are pointing out the mixed messages coming from regulators as the SEC approved Coinbase's direct listing last year, which is a little bit confusing, but of course getting approval for a securities listing is not a license to commit securities fraud. I think you need a separate license for that. There were some arguments in the past that the SEC was waiting for new legislation to be passed before they started cracking down on cryptocurrency fraud. But in the cases being brought this week, they're mostly relying on the Securities Act of 1934, an almost 90-year-old piece of legislation. It may be the case that last year, when cryptocurrency prices were soaring, regulators didn't want to be seen to be killing a new innovative industry. And now that crypto prices have collapsed,
they should have. A lot fewer people would have lost their shirts.
And firms like FTX have been exposed as thinly disguised frauds. It's
just interesting to me that the SEC's priorities are the potential of some billionaires and millionaires to make a bunch of money off of crypto, potentially, is a higher priority than saving retail investors who might be uninformed from being scammed by those millionaires. Not great. Not great.
Easier politically to step in and shut things down. Now, before we dig into all of the lawsuits, let me quickly tell you about today's video sponsor, Skillshare. You might be learning tips that SEC filed 13 civil charges against Binance and its chief CZ on Monday. This comes after the CFTC, another regulator, sued Binance in March for operating illegally in the United States in a lawsuit that seeks fines and an injunction against the exchange. The CFTC case against Binance is mostly for letting big US customers like Jane Street and Tower Research trade on its offshore exchange where US customers are supposed to be prohibited.
Oh, this stuff's nuts. This is nuts. Some of these exchanges, even though they don't want to, they act like they don't operate in the US, and they specifically say if you're a US citizen, you're not allowed to do this, but they'll like let you if you do it more sneakily, using cryptocurrency or other less trackable things. It's not good. They're basically trying to avoid this exact situation because if a bunch of people from the United States are involved, then the SEC has authority. They tried to obfuscate it. Obviously not very well.
On Tuesday this week, the SEC...
Cassifel with 100 bits says the reply chain there. Sorry bits got wacky.
Went after Coinbase, accusing it of operating as an unregistered exchange since 2019.
Oh, first we go to Barbie, then we go to Oppenheimer, then we go to Oblivion.
Through its online platform, its prime...
Cryptoland worked similarly, where you couldn't be from the United States, or couldn't be from the United States for legal reasons.
Brokerage and its crypto wallet service. The SEC says that assets available on the...
I saw the CoffeeZilla video. Yeah, there was a exchange that's been... stuff's going on with the SEC as well, with this exchange or whatever it was. But, they said you can't be from the United States, but one of the country options, you know, when you're picking your country, it lets you pick, like, United Kingdom, United States, Australia, wherever. On the list was crypto, which was clearly meant for Americans who just didn't want to admit they're Americans and wanted to use it anyway.
These venues meet the legal definition of...
It's like the dumbest version of brown bagging. You know what I mean? The thing about brown bagging in the literal sense, not necessarily just, like, the metaphor, is that most people don't really give a shit if you're, like, sitting outside and drinking alcohol with a brown bag. Though maybe they should, I don't know. Brown bagging. Brown bagging is a thing in the United States because it is illegal to drink publicly in the United States, but some people do, and the way that they will do this is they will put it in a brown paper bag, because usually if you go to a liquor store in the United States and buy a beer or something, it'll be in a brown paper bag, and they will keep the bag on it and just open it and drink out of it with the bag. Now, everyone knows what they're doing. No, you don't just drink like a soft drink that way. But the idea is that everyone kind of socially is like, okay, we know what you're doing, but you're obfuscating it, so we're not going to do anything about it. You know what I mean? So, as a comparison, people call lightly obfuscating crimes brown bagging. That's effectively what they were trying to do with that exchange. But, like, again, people don't care about brown bagging with alcohol usually because, like, it's alcohol. Like, it still sucks, it's not good for you, a lot of people are addicted, it's bad, but, like, people generally don't care. People do care, at least the SEC should care, and I guess does enough that they're suing them now, that you're operating an illegal securities exchange.
Securities, thus bringing Coinbase's operation squarely within the purview of the relevant securities laws. Gensler, the SEC chair, said that Coinbase's alleged failures deprive investors of critical protections, including rulebooks that prevent fraud and manipulation, proper disclosure, safeguards against conflicts of interest, and routine inspection by the SEC. On top of all of this,
in fractional reserve banking, you're required to have like a certain amount of cash on hand, a certain amount of liquidity. I think it's based on a percentage of the holdings that you're supposed to have based on customer deposits. And I know this is slightly different. A lot of this has to do with the securities and not necessarily the holding part, but similar things apply.
A task force of 10 US state regulators have come after Coinbase, alleging it violated state securities laws by offering its staking program to residents. Okay, so the SEC allegations against the two crypto exchanges are similar but somewhat different. The complaint against Coinbase is mostly focused on the fact that Coinbase did not register with the SEC as a securities exchange the way that they're supposed to. The big accusation is that Coinbase's failure to register with the SEC has deprived investors of significant protections, including inspection by the SEC, record-keeping requirements, and safeguards against conflicts of interest, among others.
So you get it. They're basically fucked. They've been running illegal exchanges, etc., at least allegedly. Let's take a look at some of these responses by some of these crypto people. I know there was one where this one's funny. Okay.
Guys, I know a lot of you are panicking with the crypto situation, but
basically, I should point out, as part of these being considered unregistered, sorry, I'm blanking. Unregistered securities places, what the SEC has done with these filings is effectively ban altcoins. So like any shit coins that these people trade on are sort of in a weird area now where it seems like the SEC considers them illegal. So while Bitcoin has been okay today, and I haven't looked at Ethereum, the other smaller meme coins and everything have all crashed in the last day or two, because everyone knows this shit's not only illegal, it's actionably illegal. They're gonna do something about it.
Crypto is not dead in the United States because, first of all, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of the other cryptos are not going to be in the legal status of securities. They're already not securities. The second thing people tend to forget is that,
for now,
Gary Gensler is not God.
No, he is the head of the SEC, though, so that's a thing.
He is not Congress. He is not the president. He's not the president of the Senate. He is just a regulator. His role is to enforce the law.
Correct. And crypto people have been trading unregistered securities, which is illegal.
Not to make the laws. And he is obviously overstepping his bounds and assuming that laws are certain ways when they do not.
He's overstepping his bounds by not letting people do pump and dumps as easily.
State that on paper. And several judges have reprimanded him, although he has not paid attention. For instance, the LBRY judge stated that his ruling does not apply to secondary markets, implying somewhat that secondary markets are not securities. Now, he didn't actually say that. This is something that people are getting wrong. People said the LBRY case judge actually said that secondary market cryptos are not securities. That's not true. He didn't actually say that. He just said...
Take a look at the Bitcoin to US dollar chart. I think it's at like 26,000 still. It hasn't moved much in the last month. 25. Oh, shit! Never mind. I checked earlier today. Wow. Okay. Alright, that did drop a bit. It's only 2%, but still, it's not nothing. By the way, have you guys ever seen the textbook example of a bubble? And when I say textbook example, I mean literal. This is in finance textbooks. This is an example of what a company or security or whatever it is that's a bubble. This is basically what it looks like. Is you have a build-up, you have the pump, you have the drop, people trying to buy the dip, so to speak, comes back up, crashes again, then normalizes. Happened to the housing market, happened to tulips, happens to Beanie Babies, happens to all bubbles, basically. I want you to look at that, and then I want you to look at the Bitcoin chart. The timing is a little different, but the shape is exactly the same. It is still over the mean. But it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good for a textbook example. Anyway, back to the guy.
My ruling does not apply to secondary markets, meaning that they're not necessarily securities.
Happening to old video games right now. Yeah, the same thing happened. Speculators tried to come into the VHS market. If you've seen Red Letter Media's video on Nuki, you know what I'm talking about. Asshole speculators will come into collectors markets, or any market, frankly, and buy stuff up specifically for the purpose of basically scalping and selling it to someone else who really wants it for its intended purpose later. They're scumbags, and they ruin every fucking market.
He didn't say they weren't securities. It is still ambiguous in that case, and that's part of what we're...
Well, it's going to be figured out in these cases, that's for damn sure.
...fighting over in the Ripple case and in other...
I just don't understand how you can possibly argue these things aren't securities. They're abstracts. They're abstract representations of a share of something, effectively, a coin, right? That you are buying in the hopes that it goes up so you can sell it later. And you can lose money if it goes down. It's an asset. It's a security. How is it anything else?
There are cases. Second of all, there's a lot of legal stuff on the SEC's plate. And the SEC, even though it has a really good record in crypto, they have lost against other people like Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, etc., etc. Their victories against crypto are generally fairly small ones. They didn't really go to judgment for any of those cases. They basically won in settlement, except for the Telegram case. But Telegram was a very, very different case. They obviously had like a big, big ICO in the United States, and they were obviously raising money and stuff. That was the whole purpose of their ICO. So that's a little bit different. In the Kick case, in the EOS case, they went for settlements for very small fines, and they gave a no action letter. Not really a big win for the SEC, and they always sued companies that didn't have the resources to fight back.
And now it's become incredibly clear that basically every crypto exchange is either insolvent or based entirely on, like, Ponzi-nomics insider trading, wash trading. It's rampant. I think FTX and its crash and, like, what's it called? Like the dead tree effect or something? If a tree falls in the forest and it's dead, it might take out some other trees with it. FTX, with its insolvency and crashing because it turned out it was a scam, hurt other financial institutions and people. The SEC wants to mitigate that, so now they're looking at other exchanges similar to FTX, bigger than FTX, and what do you know, they found a lot of the same. Crime, allegedly. It's going to court. I understand that they have some sort of presumption of innocence. That's fine. But I think they're guilty, in my opinion.
This time, hitting Binance, hitting Coinbase, hitting Ripple, they are in a different league all of themselves, and their lawyers have not been doing such a great job in keeping them above the competition. And Judge Torres and other judges have basically has some disdain for the way that the SEC is doing things because they are not paying attention to what the judges are actually ruling. So obviously, they're really not happy with what Gary Gensler, or the way that Gary Gensler is carrying business. And the thing is, the SEC has backed themselves into an all or nothing stance. There is not going to be any settlement for the Ripple case.
Good.
It's like all the cryptos are either going to be securities or they're not going to be securities.
They're securities. In everything but name right now, they are securities and should be treated as such.
Because the Coinbase lawsuit, like I said in the previous video, is in the same jurisdiction as the SEC ruling. So both judges are most likely, like 99%, they're going to rule the same way. It's not like one's going to rule one way and one's going to rule the other on cases that are pretty much the same and in the exact same district or jurisdiction. That really just doesn't happen. So the SEC is up against a wall as well. And I think they know it, so they're trying...
How are they up against a wall?
Trying to take...
I'm pretty sure they have a pretty solid case. Like, it's dependent on the judges. I don't know if these judges are ANCAP weirdos picked by the Federalist Society. It's possible. But, like, just factually, what is different about crypto coins, altcoins that represent a share in some company, and a security? What's the difference? Fundamentally...
This time to actually sue as many people as possible. The crypto community is also coming together. We were all disparate and like had our own agendas, but the SEC suing everyone has actually brought us together, and we've unveiled some corruption with the SEC. The Hinman docs...
The difference is there's no company. There's not necessarily a registered company, but individuals together creating projects certainly exist. They're just functioning as unregulated, unregistered companies, basically.
Probably stymie.
Individuals selling securities that are illegal are still illegal, regardless of whether or not it's one person or 10 or 1,000.
SEC efforts to actually sue anyone else, even though it may or may not pertain to the Ripple case, because, you know, both sides' judges have actually had the papers to the case for a while now. I mean, both sides' attorneys have had the papers for a while now, and so has the judge. This is just revealing it to the public. Maybe we'll see more corruption. I'm not really sure. But the thing is, people need to remember the SEC does not make the laws. And the laws right now on paper...
No. But they're saying that these laws apply to crypto.
Do not state that crypto is a security. There are...
Yeah, the law was written in the 1930s. It talks about securities. Just because you put a security on a computer and obfuscate it with cryptography doesn't make it not a security. It's so weird. It's like they're wearing tech as a mask to hide the clear fact of what they're doing.
Are bills that actually would preclude crypto from being a security, and that would make them not securities. And those are the ones that the SEC do not want to pass. And obviously those are the ones that we really want to pass. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Nothing is written in stone. As much as Gary Gensler wants you to think it's written in stone, nothing's actually written in stone. And I do think that there's a lot of stuff that we can say or do that could actually preclude a lot of the stuff from happening. But realistically, like, I think people are jumping to conclusions. They're panicking, and you should not panic right now. Altcoins have bounced back a little bit today, not very much. They may continue to bounce back as people actually sort of recover from their initial shock. And the thing is, like, if you sell right now, you're running the risk that the SEC like loses one of these cases and cryptos bounce way up. So you're basically
Jesus Christ, I hope not.
Going to bet on whether the SEC is going to win or lose this case. But right now, I don't think it's a smart bet to actually sell everything. I wouldn't buy a lot, obviously, but I would hold and see what actually happens, because you have to remember that once again, that Gary Gensler, what he says is not law. He wants to make you think that it's law, but it's actually not law. And I think that's his hope, to get everyone to panic. So the best.
Your interpretation of the law being different doesn't make it not real, sir. Someone was talking about Billy Mitchell. Gotta show this clip.
You're familiar with Billy Mitchell, world video game champion? He could probably do it. So I gotta find a way to harness his power, and I think I found a way.
That's right, we're gonna cheat.
I didn't say it. That video did. More of this nonsense.
Crazy time.
This guy's talking about Shiba Inu coin. You know, the altcoin based in a dog meme.
Times. Obviously, we are in some unprecedented times. Shiba Inu down 18+%, 5065 is where it's trading at right now. It's about 18.3% down. Is SHIB crashing? Is it done? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to give you the exact reason of what's going on. Is this a Shiba Inu problem, or is this happening to other major altcoins? We're going to talk about all that in this video. Apologize having to come to you without any charts and graphs and on my computer. I'm traveling. I'm actually back out on the East Coast with my son for yet another lacrosse tournament. It's a good thing I love that little guy, because I'm sure I'm traveling a lot for him for lacrosse. So with that said, okay, so here's what's going on. We all know that a few days ago that the SEC sued Binance and they sued Coinbase. Well, what happened in that in those lawsuits, or when they named those lawsuits, is they named specific cryptos. For example, Cardano, ADA, Polygon, things of that nature, right? They named these very specific cryptos in relationship to those lawsuits and said basically.
I'm not sure about it being a derivative of an NFT. I know there are coins like that, though, that are basically the equivalent of a fractionalized share of some object or quote-unquote digital asset.
Basically, hey, Coinbase, we're suing you because you were selling unregistered securities. Notice the air quote. Unregistered securities. And
it's what they are.
They're quantifying or classifying Cardano or Polygon Matic as an unregistered security in this capacity, okay, in the naming of that lawsuit. So that's number one. Number two, then you had, in the last 24 hours, Robinhood, the exchange, coming out and saying that they are going to delist major crypto assets like Cardano, like Polygon, and those...
Are those major? When I think major, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the two. Most people have heard of Bitcoin, few people have heard of Ethereum. No one in the real world has heard of any of these other shit coins.
1-2 punch is what sent altcoins into a tailspin right now. If you go look, Cardano's down 27%. Polygon's down 27%. Cardano's down like 22%. Shiba Inu's down 18%. It's getting caught up in all of this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The fear of okay, are all these exchanges going to delist, in this case, Shiba Inu or whatever it is? So that's what's going on. That's the issue, guys. Okay, it's not a specific Shiba Inu issue or any problem like this, and that's what's going on. So here's the silver lining. Been on Twitter all morning looking at a few things, and here's my opinion. Polygon Matic is now at a 27% discount. Cardano's now at a 22% discount.
Unless it goes lower.
18% discount. And if you add in...
I hate when they say this. It implies that the natural state of the coin is obviously higher. That's not how any investment works.
That's on the 7-day chart, by the way. If you add in some of the, being down in the previous 7 days, you've got some significant discounts on some pretty significant blue chip major assets out there. here's the bottom line. This
Shiba Inu coin, a blue chip asset.
will pass. This will ultimately blow over. We will get through all this. But right now, if you want to get Cardano as an example, or Shiba Inu at an almost 20% discount, now's the time, right? And this again is one of those scenarios where
blue chip means top tier, basically. So if you say blue chip stock, it's like, this is a stock that's awesome, it has great fundamentals, people like it, it's almost certainly going to go up. And if it does go down, then it means like it'll probably go up eventually. It's a premium stock. It's sort of think of the opposite of like a penny stock.
where it's nothing specific that happened in either of those camps, in the ADA camp or in the Shiba Inu camp or in the Polygon Matic camp. It's the fear and uncertainty, people making effectively a run on exchanges and getting their money out. $4 billion, $4 billion, that's with a B, $4 billion worth of crypto was taken off of Coinbase and Binance, and I'm sure in the last 48, to 72 hours or so. You've also got, I guarantee you, there's runs going on Crypto.com, KuCoin, all that kind of stuff. So that's what's up. As always, thanks for your support, and I'll see you. Bye.
Woof.
A coordinated crypto attack, an onslaught, really, has happened here in the last...
Have we been gambling addicts accidentally operating in a market full of unregistered securities? No, it must be the SEC who's wrong.
Last 24 hours for altcoins. In this video, guys, we're going to talk about what's going on. I'm going to give you my opinions on why we're seeing this flash crash in altcoins, and really just in altcoins only. See, Bitcoin and Ethereum down a little bit, but mildly compared to the likes of Cardano and Polygon and Solana and some of the major altcoins out there. Now, before we dive into it, of course, quick history lesson. How did we get here, right? This past week in crypto was absolutely insane. Lawsuits coming down on Binance and Coinbase. No particular asset, by the way. And again, these things still have to go to court. They have to play out through the legal system. There's nothing set in stone, right? It's just the SEC labeling...
One sec, sorry. I'm gonna see if Baha will bring me some food. I'm really hungry. Okay. Thank you, I texted you. I was gonna ask if you could bring me the cornbread that's in the fridge. And a fork. Shank you.
Some of these are securities, but again, the lawsuits are against the platforms themselves, not the actual tokens.
Right, but those platforms are where like 99% of people who operate in crypto do their exchanges. I don't know, maybe a lot of people don't remember, but like when crypto first started, it was a pain in the ass to like trade it. It was a pain in the ass to buy it. Like, before these crypto exchanges, you had to, like, know a lot about computers to successfully get crypto, right? And you had to hope you weren't going to get scammed. Do I want the cornbread warmed up? Sure. Sure. So if these, like, exchanges all go down for being illegal, then the market is basically gone. It's virtually gone for the majority of people within it, because they're not going to figure out how to do all the backdoor sketchy bullshit to trade crypto.
So why do I think this is a coordinated attack amongst altcoins? Couple reasons. We saw everything crash at the same time last...
Yes, because the SEC thing implies that all of those things are going to be illegal if they win the case. They're all part of the same group that will suffer the same consequences, so it makes sense that that activity would move all of those in the market that are in that category, because it affects all of them in the same way. It's not a conspiracy, that's just the market working. You're currently attempting the mid-level Master Sword trials. Any tips? Is that in the first game? Like the DLC from the first game? I never beat it. I'm terrible. I don't know.
Late last night, into the wee hours of this morning, I happened to be up about 12:30, 1 o'clock, saw what was happening. I thought it was a typo actually on CoinMarketCap. I'm like, wait a minute, really? What's going on here? And I think this is a coordinated attack. Some people are saying, now I'll give you the other side. Some people are saying, listen, altcoins have been bleeding against Ethereum and Bitcoin for a very long time. This was bound to happen. And to some of that, to some extent, I agree with that. I mean, Bitcoin has outperformed all of the other altcoins here in 2023 by a landslide. Hasn't even been close.
I have a feeling that Tether had a lot to do with that. I'm waiting for the day I wake up and find the SEC investigation into Tether. Because they're going to be on the list, guys. They've been into some sketchy stuff. I'm sure at some point in the next couple of years we'll be doing a stream all about Tether collapsing.
However, retail money did not go ahead, come together last night, and sell off all their Polygon and tank the price.
Some people might have. Some of it might be institutions that are holding small amounts of altcoins and decided to get the fuck out while the getting's good.
It's 25, 27%. They didn't come together and tank the price of Shiba Inu and Cardano. And
Why doesn't he think so? You just literally think no one will sell their assets if they know that they're probably going to depreciate? That would be the rational thing to do. If you think that there's a high chance that it's going to go to zero and be illegal, you're going to try and sell it before then, so you can get anything back or break even.
And Polkadot and every other major altcoin that got crushed and still getting crushed here today. That's not retail money. That's why I think
Why do you think that? You're basing that off nothing other than your feelings. You just feel that the crypto community wouldn't do that because you feel victimized, that you lost money. People got out. You should too.
Market manipulation at its finest. I think this is institutional money, a coordinated attack against altcoins to scare people. And when there's fear, it's time to be greedy, right? And I know a lot of people out there with...
I don't even feel bad for these people, if I'm being honest. This is some Gordon Gekko shit.
Telling me what they were going to buy here on the dip. This is why...
Like, these people are all greedy assholes. And I just don't feel bad.
We've been saying for months and months and months and
like, if you got tricked, like, if you're someone who doesn't understand crypto and you got tricked into it or something and had very little expectations in the first place, I feel bad for that. You are misled by people like this. But if you're one of these people, fuck you.
Months that we weren't going all in because things could get uglier throughout this bear market.
You made like $1,500 on Dogecoin back when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live. I cashed out the night he went on the show. Nice. Cashed out, I assume you meant. Yeah, I made like $500 on Bitcoin at some point. You can make money on scams. Don't get into Bitcoin.
Cash.
Skifazoa says, what are the odds that these guys are talking optimistically all while selling their crypto? It's a decent chance. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it.
I grabbed this fork out of the dishwasher and I looked at brother and was like, I'm gonna go fork my life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chan, I'm gonna eat some cornbread because I'm very hungry. I'll mute the mic while I'm chewing because I know it's gross. When was this recorded? This was posted 7 hours ago. So sometime in the last day.
Is a good position.
Show the bread. It's like prepackaged cornbread from the store.
Right now, dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin and Ethereum, making that 70% of your portfolio, always a good idea. These are things we preach on.
Making Bitcoin 70% of your entire financial portfolio is not a good... No. What? No. 75% of your portfolio being made up of anything is a terrible idea. This is like... You know when people are talking about guns and everyone knows, like, the first rule of guns is never point it at something you don't want to destroy? Always assume it's loaded? In stocks, diversify is the same level of general knowledge. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. What are you doing, you idiot? I swear to God.
On this channel, yes, we love small cap altcoins. Love them. Tons of opportunities out there. Tons of opportunities. However, at the end of the day, you have to know what it is that you're investing in. Anytime, and even when you invest in altcoins that are in the top 100, they're not as safe as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Point blank, period. And if you really want to narrow it down, there's only one.
Do I like cornbread more sweet or savory? I like both. I like both. I can appreciate both. This one kind of sits in the middle, I'd say.
Really?
I might be the laughing man says if it weren't for crypto, these people, it'd be something else. Meme stocks, retro video games, flipping dodgy iPhones. Yeah. The speculation is a fucking disease, I'm telling you. It's awful.
Safe asset right now in crypto, it's Bitcoin. It's the only one that in the eyes of regulators pretty much everywhere have pretty much adopted, right? Now, that's not to say altcoins are done. Altcoins will come back, right? They will. And there's going to be a lot of them that are going to make a lot of people rich.
What are you basing that on? If they become illegal... If they become illegal, then they're going to have to go through actual channels to do it, which will make them operate the same as regular securities, at which point they would no longer be able to make really crazy claims about gains. They'd no longer be able to tell you it's going to go to the moon, and that's what you guys like about crypto, is that it's gambling. I mean, investment is always gambling, but it's like gambling, all caps gambling.
Rich. Very wealthy, right? But at the end of the day, portfolio allocation is important here because you could see here, this retail money had yet to come back to crypto. The little surge that we saw with all the altcoins, I think it was driven by institutions, and now this is a coordinated dump of altcoins by institutions. Coordinated attack. We're going to be keeping tabs on it for you guys. Make sure you guys stay locked in right to this channel.
I think Occam's razor dictates it's probably simpler that they saw that the hammer was coming down regulation-wise, which is going to drop the price of these things or make them illegal. So they all dumped. Because they're professional investors who know when to pull out. Heh. Alright, moving on. What's BitBoy Crypto been up to? This is the guy who's also being sued by the SEC.
Crypto, my name is Ben. Today, let's talk about loyalty. Am I right? Let's talk about loyalty to the coins that you're in. Let's talk about loyal.
It's an investment. The fact that you're even talking about having loyalty to some sort of investment is sick. Like, imagine if I owned stock in Apple and I went to sell it and people were like, oh, where's your loyalty to Apple? Fucking what? It's the stock market. It's capitalism. This is not about any sort of loyalty. This is about everyone trying to fuck each other over to make money. Don't participate in that system and then be shocked when you get fucked.
Loyalty to the projects you commit yourself to. Let's talk about loyalty to decentralization and Web3. Guys, we're coming to a point in our nation to where we have to decide, do we care about decentralization, we care about Web3, or are we going to let them roll all over us? Now, I'm going to explain what that means.
I feel like even a lot of crypto people at this point must recognize the need for regulation, considering how many of them have lost money on the collapse of FTX and now Binance and stuff. Like, how many times can you get rug pulled and scammed by crypto before you realize, oh, financial regulations exist for a reason, because people are scum and scammers are all over the place.
Means here in a few moments, but I'm going to start by talking about the Bitcoin price is down. Why? People think that me joining the team of loyalty means that I'm not going to be working on Bitcoin stuff. Absolutely not. This is all I'm working on. Guys, I'm really there to provide support for Ben, slow him down when he gets a little too ahead of himself, and You guys are going to understand why I decided to take the reputational hit, align with Ben.eth. I made a promise you're not going to do any more coins. It was part of our deal. But you're going to find out why I did it. Because this is not a meme coin, guys. Bitcoin's not a meme coin. This in no way, shape, or form. This
sounds like a meme coin.
This is a legitimate project with a legitimate platform behind it that is going to absolutely become a behemoth in this space. You're going to want to pay attention on Monday to the big announcements, and I can finally tell you exactly what we're doing. I also worked out a deal with Ben for something that is going to bring a lot more budget to Bitcoin, to the initiatives, to the 4 pillars of adoption. So people are saying, oh, I'm a sellout, like blah, blah, blah. Actually, I'm doing this for you.
Oh, you're doing this for your audience? Is this why you've regularly shilled scam coins to them, you fucking loser? Here's his reaction to the SEC lawsuits. He already doesn't like the SEC. A, because he's an ANCAP crypto bro. B, because they are personally suing him. So,
Joe, my name is Ben. Today we're going to be talking about Operation Choke Point 2.0. We're going to be talking about how this thing has snowballed into a disastrous situation for exchanges and crypto holders all across the United States. And really, when you look at their movements against Binance, even beyond that. And of course, Gary Gensler, he can't even define what a security is. We got tons of clips of him stumbling to answer whether even Ethereum is a security or not.
Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals.
I'm asking you about the facts and the law.
Don't be.
My least favorite thing is when someone asks a question and you start to give a nuanced answer because things are complicated, and then they go, no, I asked for a yes or no. A lot of things aren't that simple. So bear in mind when someone does that, they're not trying to get real answers. They're trying to do some sort of point. Let people give explanations. Life is complicated. And yes, the context in which you're using something can change what it is legally.
Just made. As they've made these actions against Coinbase and against Binance.
Is the moon good, yes or no? No, I plan on murdering the moon. If you'd like to join me, we're meeting at the local abandoned Kmart at midnight on the 25th. I'm not going to tell you which one, so I guess just pick a Kmart, and we'll hope we get lucky.
Finance in the last few days. There is a hero arising.
The password is Sic Semper Tyrannis. I understood that reference.
Market structure bill. Now, right now, it's just a draft. It is not actually a bill that is being voted on. Congress, the Republican Congress, is stepping up to fight Gary Gensler. Now, it's going to be a hard battle ahead. However,
Republican Congress. You understand that they don't control the entirety of Congress, right? They have a small margin in the House. They don't have the Senate. So basically no legislation is going to happen in regard to crypto right now, one way or the other.
I don't think it's a coincidence that all of this is happening the same week. But you see, this bill, what Congress has realized is that Gary Gensler doesn't know what he's doing. He absolutely doesn't. He's failed to give us clarity and failed to give us framework. So what they've done is they've gone around him. This is from the Department of Agriculture, okay? That's who actually oversees all the financial markets, believe it or not. I guess because we farm in money. What they've done here is they've created a structure that projects can follow to be able to submit applications to figure out, are they securities or are they commodities? And then they'll know which one of these commissions, the SEC or the CFTC, that they'll fall under.
That seems reasonable.
Now I'm going to read you guys a quote from the bill. The Act specifies that a digital asset can be considered a digital commodity if certain conditions are met. This would be determined by the network being functional and considered decentralized. The Act includes definitions for a decentralized network and a functional network and provides a certification process under which a digital asset issuer may certify to the SEC that the network on which the digital asset relates is decentralized. The SEC may object to the certification if the SEC determines the certification is inconsistent with the act, but must provide a detailed analysis of its reasons for doing so. The long story short, if something is decentralized, it is a commodity. If something is centralized, it is a security.
Okay, I can see that.
What a coincidence. The SEC, right before this comes out, they're putting out all of these actions. And while the Congress is trying to sort this out,
I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's a bigger thing where they're getting in line and trying to figure out what they're going to do with crypto. It's all part of the same agenda. That's fine.
Now the SEC puts out this ambush against Binance, followed up by an ambush against Coinbase.
I don't think they mean it generally. I think they were just talking about in terms of this decentralization versus centralization is only for crypto, not for all securities and or assets. Woo, I'm gonna drink some water. That cornbread was deepening my voice. Gross.
And to call everything they do securities right before we get some framework. Very interesting, isn't it? So of course, as Binance goes, they're going after CZ. I mean, that's really what all this is about. But there's actually even a lot more to it than that. One thing they're trying to do through these cases is create a basket of coins that they're accusing of being securities without actually having to put actions against these coins. Of course, these coins include Cardano, Solana, Filecoin, BNB, Matic, many, many more. This is a way to group all these in a basket, call them securities, and do it through the back door without having to go through the front door and face the individual lawyers of each of these projects. Because the SEC doesn't have the resources to fight all these people alone.
Okay. So I'm glad they're doing it the way they're doing it then. That's an effective use of their resources. God damn, how many ads does he put in the middle of his fucking videos? This is an 8-minute video and he has 2 ads that are like a minute long in the middle and they're both for an online gambling company. Gee, it's almost like his audience of crypto bros are all gambling addicts. That's crazy.
Of course, they tried to do this in the insider trading case, but they couldn't because there was a settlement that came at the end and it did not include anything being considered securities. It was simply a wire fraud conspiracy charge against the head of product of Coinbase. And so what we've seen is this angle hasn't worked for them, but yet they keep trying it over and over and over again. They try to do this with Bittrex as well. And now we look at some of the coins that they are saying, which does include a list on the Binance side of Solana, Cardano, Matic, Filecoin, Cosmos, Decentraland, Sandbox, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody. It's a tough list. The Cardano people probably didn't see this coming, try to warn you that you were probably next. Not because of the merits of Cardano or the blockchain, but because the government's corrupt. But see, remember the House Committee on Financial Services just put out this framework for the Digital Asset Market Structure Act, right? So,
aren't commodities regulated and not decentralized? Excuse me. Yeah, but I think when they're talking about those guidelines, they're specifically talking about digital assets and not all assets or commodities.
What this means is, according to that, and the level and barometer and litmus test of decentralization, all of the coins named are not securities. And of course, the very next day after the Binance case, they go after Coinbase. We know how telegraphed, we saw this coming, or choreographed. You see, Coinbase has tried time after time after time to talk to the SEC to no avail. They haven't been able to get any clarity from them. Keep this in mind, though. This is a part that will blow your mind. Coinbase is a publicly traded company. The SEC has already basically okayed them as a company, and now they're coming on the back end and saying, all securities. How
okay? They can approve them as a company and then be like, oh, they're selling illegal securities. That's a bummer.
That's a 9. The coins included in the Coinbase accusation are Solana, ADA, Matic, Sand, Filecoin, Axie Infinity, Chiliz, Flow, ICP, Near Protocol, Voyager Token, Dash, and Nexo. And once again, this is the backdoor strategy the SEC's tried to use that simply has not worked yet, and it's not going to work in the future. Now, Charles Hoskinson in a tweet,
BitBoy Crypto's wrong about a lot of shit, so now I'm actually kind of confident that they might win.
We'll put up here. Also had some comments about this, talking about this is the continuation of Choke Point 2.0, and how this is actually the government's way of rolling out a CBDC, which I personally just don't think, I don't agree with him here, and for the standpoint of, guys, they don't need a reason to roll out a CBDC, I don't think. I don't think they have to set the stage for it. I think they could just do it if they wanted to. Where you see FedNow going to be rolling out here very soon, I believe in July. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I think it is this summer. Government doesn't need an excuse to do what it's going to do. But there are some leaders rising up against the CBDC, so I guess maybe you could make an argument there for that. Here's the facts. The SEC rules by enforcement. They don't provide clarity. Gary Gensler is a fraud. He's bribed by the banks. And he does not represent the voice of the people, which is what he's supposed to represent. You've got to get dirty Gary Gensler out of office. He was appointed, and he's been able to keep this position under the watch of Joe Biden.
Is Latin amenable? Ask Morn.
And something has got to change. We have to demand we defund or restructure the SEC, we get rid of Gary Gensler, and it's time to put innovation and capitalism first. Guys, we all need to be going...
Ew, did you hear that shit? Oh.
Gensler, and it's time to put innovation and capitalism first.
Oh, innovation, capitalism.
Guys, we all need to be going to the SEC website and filing complaints on the SEC itself.
Why won't the SEC continue to allow us to scam people?
You guys also should be contacting your local congressmen, your local senators, and demanding they fight back against the SEC. That's all I got. Be blessed. Go play out.
Third ad. Jesus Christ. Positivity cleanse? Okay. Oh yeah, I saw this. Baja showed this to me. Trans man being welcomed home after his gender-affirming surgery. Look at that guy just doing, he's flossing in the background. Do Gen Z people, why do is there anyone from Gen Z here who knows an answer to this? Why does Gen Z randomly do Fortnite dances? Like, no one's even looking at the guy. Like, just randomly, it's like, is it like a stim? Is it just like, I'm excited, it's time to do a Fortnite dance? Like, what the fuck is that? I'm not even criticizing it, it's fine. I'm just confused. I don't get it. It's our idol animation. Funny. Oh, this is funny. They put it on the kid. Ooh, maybe not right after the surgery. Let's give it a week or two. Oof, that probably hurt. Good for him. What a great family. You guys want to see the crypto cartoon for children?
Knows you can't let us win like one time.
He says that would.
Okay, so this isn't. No, I'm confused. This feels like one of those times where people who don't play video games try and represent video games. So this is an arcade cabinet that this man played in college. He only looks like 30, maybe 40. Arcades weren't popular in the early 2000s necessarily. But okay, beyond that. Like, he would have grown up playing Halo, probably. Anyway, so this is a game cabinet, but it's like an asymmetrical multiplayer game? Like Dead by Daylight or something? Where he's the rock guy and he has to fight them? But they're all on one screen. How do they represent the action for all the players in such a way that it's fair? Or fun to play? Again, doesn't make sense. That's not how video games work. For those who don't know, the creator of Bitcoin is Satoshi. Not a real name. That's a nom de plume. That's an alias they went by. No one actually knows who Satoshi is. It's an anonymous person.
Me.
Or people or whatever. We don't know, but the person claims to be Satoshi. So that's who this is supposed to be, I guess. Meek says, according to the Valuetainment, the Tate brothers will soon be indicted later this month. Happy Pride, we got another one. Oh, fuck, this Pride month is so... The Federal Reserve has existed for like a century, you dumb assholes.
How do we make money that's easy to carry but hard to create?
Well, one solution is Bitcoin.
Thanks, Jay William. Dr. Gamble with bids.
Buy crypto, suckers!
Back in 2008, I became fed up with government.
The ironic thing, too, is that, the whole thing that they project onto fiat currency with the ridiculous, endlessly printing money, whatever, that directly happens in Bitcoin now. That's what Tether does. Tether is a company that runs a stable coin that it's pretty much an open secret in the crypto market is bullshit. And they've been allegedly propping up the Bitcoin market for a while with their fake money that they don't actually have reserves for. So that's fun. Dr. Gamble with a link.
Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy!
Money, with the corruption, the manipulation, so I create...
Oh, there's another link.
Remember, reality is...
Oh, wait, that's the same link.
Buy crypto!
Yeah, gotcha.
And
the United States and Canada are both working on their own form of digital currency that can be transmitted. So why do I need Bitcoin?
Best part? It's hard money.
What the fuck do you even think that means? It literally isn't attached to anything physical. It's attached to the etheric concept of the blockchain.
The guy who dissed my gummy bears thinks computer money is hard.
Fenekagami says another fundamental thing that these people forget is that currency has to be, cared about by a majority of people trading it. That's why bartering still works. Most older forms of exchange were pretty. That's why people valued it. Crypto is ugly and no one cares. That's why its value sucks. Among many reasons.
Hardest money ever invented!
No, it's not. You tech bro assholes, listen to me. I understand that you learned programming and you think you're hot shit, and maybe you were told from a young age that you're so gifted. Let me tell you something. The fact that you understand how to code doesn't mean you understand dick or shit about the economy. You are dumb. You are dumb assholes. Your append-only ledger isn't magic. Stop sniffing your own farts. Times at forks. You gonna talk about forks?
It's called the blockchain. It's like a puzzle, and each Bitcoin...
By the way, I feel like this is such a thing that they never bring up. There isn't the blockchain. All of these coins have their own blockchains, I think, except for a lot of shit coins base themselves off Ethereum. So they're similar. But, like, Bitcoin is its own blockchain, Ethereum is its own blockchain. There isn't the blockchain, there are blockchains.
Has its own unique shape. And because everyone has a copy of the public record, if someone tries to fake a bit...
What does fork mean? So the way that, these work, the, blockchain, is that it's decentralized and many different people have copies of it. So if you have enough storage, you can theoretically become a node for whatever blockchain you want, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever. So these computers communicate with each other constantly, and they're all checking each other to make sure that they all match up. Now, if enough people get control of the network nodes, they can effectively force the network to not really know which version of reality, which version of the ledger is real. So it kind of splits into two alternate realities. And at that point, they have to determine, oh shit, what are we gonna do? This has happened with Bitcoin, that's why there's Bitcoin and Bitcoin Classic. Or maybe it's, no, that's Ethereum Classic, I think. Bitcoin Cash, I believe, is the one that split off from Bitcoin.
Valuable it becomes.
Screaming at the Radio, thanks for 25 months. I like that they're not talking about gas fees or anything like that either. Just not talking about any of the restrictions of crypto. By the way, Bitcoin has only a certain number of transactions can happen a day in Bitcoin. Did you guys know this? Like, literally, there's only a certain amount, and then they're like, all right, that's as many as we can get done today. The same thing happens with Ethereum, which is why you have to pay so much for gas fees. Gas fees are fees that you pay when you want to move money. So you know how sometimes you might want to send money from one bank to another in the real world? And you just do that, and it's done instantly, or with a day or two, and that's it? With these cryptocurrencies, you gotta pay a bunch of extra money in order to do it. And this includes buying things with Bitcoin. So if you buy something with Bitcoin, A, it takes a long time for the transaction to go through because it's incredibly slow. And secondly, or B, I don't remember if I said A or first, it costs money. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a smaller version of this in real life. Like if you use a debit card, like a MasterCard or a Visa or whatever, there's a small fee for the merchant, but usually they just mark up the price of the product a little bit. It's like 3% or something. It's not a ton. But again, it's not really noticeable to you. In Bitcoin, the amount of money you have to pay to do a transaction often can exceed the actual amount of money in the transaction. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It'd be like buying something off the internet for $20, but the shipping costs $300. Why would you do that? I would find a different way to get it that isn't inflated because it costs so much to get it to me. Oh, and this gets worse because on the Ethereum blockchain, it's a bidding system for transactions. This is called a gas war. So, like, literally the price for doing things can go up to thousands of dollars because a bunch of whales are outbidding each other. It's bad. It's real bad. It's actually kind of funny that they're using a video game to talk about this, because video games are closer to fiat currency, the way their item systems work, than whatever libertarian hellhole they're thinking of. Because in a video game, when you think of something like, I don't know, Skyrim, that has an economy, the game understands that as a game goes on, you're going to get better and better items. So in order to deal with that, you can consider that a kind of inflation, right? You find better and better items, right? So you're more powerful, and they're worth more money. And as you do that, the game recognizes that, and to keep things fun, it'll make the enemies and the other loot you find also go up in level, basically. So games do have economies that are, like, planned. Bad example.
The twins won't mind if we do a little test run. Try before you buy, am I right?
Meek says, out of all the right-wing TV shows, this one is probably the best quality one. You're probably right. It's not a high bar, but you're probably right. It's at least had jokes I've laughed at before. And it's got some of the better animation. Like, it's not good animation. It's pretty whatever, generic mid animation. But in terms of this kind of right-wing bullshit, printing money does cause inflation. I was talking about the fact that Bitcoin, because it doesn't do that and there's a limited supply that theoretically will be tapped one day, it's deflationary. And deflationary currency rewards wealthy people who already have the currency and punishes people who have to spend their money on everyday things. Because the currency, inevitably, if it's deflationary, will be worth more tomorrow or a week from now or a year from now. So people who have extra money, the wealthy who are able to hold on to it and not spend a great portion of their wealth on survival basics like housing and food and clothing, they become richer even quicker, and the poor become even poorer because they don't have money to hoard as it goes up in value. And inflation... A small amount of inflation is a good thing for an economy. Just so you know. It incentivizes people to invest said money, which will hopefully open businesses and stuff. Again, I'm talking about within the framework of the economy we have, not the economy I want. We are talking about capitalism here, but we're strictly talking about inflationary versus deflationary economies. A deflationary economy is how the Great Depression happened. It's a fucking bad idea that only helps rich assholes. Blockchain ex machina. I might be the laughing. Wait, so why did. Wait, the Bitcoin blockchain connects to this arcade cabinet from 20 years ago? Whatever. I might be the laughing man says, I actually saw someone pay for a coffee with Bitcoin once. This was before BTC shot up during the pandemic, so whatever that coffee cost, it was a waste. What a dumb thing to do. Fenekagami says, the rich and the people who want to be rich always hate the general public.
She can't manipulate or copy the money. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. The only way for...
People use crypto to do scams and steal money all the time. And there have been exchanges where people have literally found basically dupe glitches that allows them to make more of the token or whatever it is. So it's kind of funny that they're going here with this.
You just watched the world's first kid show to break down Bitcoin.
Fuck you! Teaching kids to be gambling addicts, you piece of shit.
If you loved it and want to spread this message of Bitcoin and the importance of hard money to even more families, please pay it forward. You can send us Bitcoin at angel.com/lightning, or you can send us paper money at angel.com/tuttlepiff.
Wait, I thought you said that dollars were useless. That's what you told the children. Why would you ever want people to send you cash? It's clearly useless. Hypocrite.
Thank you so much. What'd you think? So, yeah.
Dog shit.
Love it or hate it. That was our Bitcoin episode. Would love to hear what you think in the comments.
Apparently not, because the comments are turned off. We'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments as long as it agrees with us and praises us. Fuckers. Bravo Needs Bacon tips $1 and says, and don't get me started on NFTs. Rages. True.
Let us know. And now I have a very special guest. Somebody who I'm thrilled to introduce you to. Daniel had to step out, but this person, man, this person's even better. All right, let's do the reveal. So, okay, get out of there.
It is I, Satoshi Nakamoto.
I asked for Satoshi, guys. All right, second best. This is Tyler Stevens. He was the director on this episode.
Yep.
Somebody's getting fired. Who? I said Satoshi. Anyways, yeah. If you love that.
Altered Undying says, take my bits. Thank you for keeping me company while I made my rainbow pie. The pride pie is setting. Oh, great. Post pictures to the Discord if you can. That'd be great. I'd love to see.
Episode, it was the great writing. If you hated that episode.
Can you get your camera to focus? You fucking unprofessional assholes.
Tyler was the director.
Focus.
Guilty.
Focus.
So.
There's literally no one behind the camera, is there? It's just them in the room, so they have no idea they're out of focus. Oh, God. I actually do like pie now. I changed my mind on pie. Pie's good. I've had a change of heart about pie.
But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that episode. How long did that take you to direct?
Whew, I mean, it felt like forever. I don't know. It was getting that messaging in any way clear it was a challenge, that's for sure. But
it was so subtle, too.
Yeah, it was exciting. We got a lot of information.
Posted a picture in the fan art section. I will take a look. I will take a look. Wait, where is it? Hold on. I don't see it in the fan art section.
Information from a book called The Bitcoin Standard, and we have an interview with its author, Safety. And yeah,
it's
creative
not
stuff
often,
that makes
we
sense.
base all of these episodes off of a book or something historical, and it's not often that book author
Ooh,
is
that's
alive.
cool.
So
I like
here's
that.
what Safety had to say about it.
So I just watched the
Here it
Total
is.
Twins Bitcoin and the Beast episode, and I have to say I really liked it. I enjoyed watching it with my kids.
Your poor children.
My daughter was absolutely amazed at the concept of a Total Twins and
All right. Fuck those guys. What assholes. Whew, I am warm. Okay, we're probably gonna call it a night, because I'm warm. Metal Turtle tips $5, thank you. Almost halfway to another maid day. God damn. You guys like the maid outfit. I am indeed a hot lady. Thank you, I try. Love you too, Mr. Blast. Alright, let's see who we're gonna do a raid for.
Economic dimensions by trying.
Alright. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are doing a patron-only stream tomorrow, so if you'd like, join the Patreon. You'll be able to see not only tomorrow's live stream, but the rest for the rest of the month. We're doing 4 this month. Tomorrow's the 2nd of 4. And you'll also get access to all of the previous ones. So, become a Patreon if you'd like. You have a good night too, Cassifel. See you guys later. I am ready to get this off. I have basically a grotto of tit sweat in the underboob area. I have trenched tit. Alright, I'll see you guys later.